rule came in, but that was the theory behind them. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB though. That's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Good morning. Welcome along to the weekend sports breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne, alongside former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Coming up for you, Harry Maguire sent off from Man United on the day he was recalled to the England squad as Bournemouth rescued a point in a 2-2 draw. Live for you here on talkSPORT last night.
The goalkeeper stands strong, goes the wrong way. Krupi slams it into the net. It's 2-2, and another blockbuster night in Bournemouth continues.
Yeah, we'll look back on that game last night and look ahead to what's to come over the weekend. You've got 2 live commentaries today here on talkSPORT. Now, can Liverpool maintain that Champions League momentum fresh from dismantling Galatasaray? The Reds head to the south coast to face at Brighton. Reds boss Arne Slot says the kick-off early isn't ideal for his side's recovery.
We're the only team, by the way, that played on Tuesday or Wednesday in Europe, and all the teams are playing on Sunday, and we are the lucky ones that have to play 12:30 away game against one of the most intense teams in the league.
You can hear commentary of that game at the Amex live on talkSPORT. Kick-off at 12:30. And Leeds host Brentford, sitting just 3 points outside the relegation zone. Daniel Farker expects the relegation battle to go right down to the wire.
Very often 32 points would have been enough in order to stay in this league. 6 till 8 points are needed, and we have 8 opportunities in order to win it, and of course want to do it in order to stay in this league.
And that is live and exclusive for you on talkSPORT from 7:30 tonight. We'll get stuck into it all. Stay with us on the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Morning. Oh, good morning.
That was a proper fan reaction, wasn't it? You know, when you listen to opposition manager or player, you just act. Oh, if it was your own player, you try and sort of defend them.
I know. It's so true. If the shoe was in the other
We're all
foot,
guilty.
it's not fair.
We all have a bias to our club. That's being a fan.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you like.
Yeah. Do you feel his pain?
Who? Not really, no. But, I mean, they ended up having a 4-0 victory over Galatasaray. So things turned out okay for Liverpool in the Champions League.
Yeah.
not just saying this, but look, Galatasaray, I couldn't believe how poor they were.
Yeah.
They were really poor. And Liverpool created chance after chance and looked way more the sort of levels you'd expect from Liverpool. But Galatasaray didn't see anything of them on the night to be afraid. Watching the game, thinking, they're going to end up having a breeze in this game, and it was.
It's been some week, hasn't it? How have you been? How's your week been?
Yeah, good. Well, loads of football, of course, with the Champions League. I went to Chelsea Tuesday night, which I know we'll chat about 6:15. Unfortunately for them, that was a really poor result. But a lot of things have happened in the last week for Chelsea, haven't they? So we'll talk about that, I'm sure. I mean, look, I went to Arsenal last weekend. Got a game on today. Got a game on. I'm going to Tottenham on Sunday. So yeah, I got Millwall, Ipswich Millwall today. So I'm looking forward to that.
You've got a big weekend coming up. To be fair, you're always at games, but today you've got the TV as well. You're on the telly today at Millwall, and since Wednesday I've been thinking, what's he going to wear?
Got 2 outfits, 2 outfits tone.
Got to have them. You've got to have your backup.
That's what my missus says to me. Oh, 2 outfit tone. You got to.
Did Joe pick you out?
No, I got it. I got what. She does pick stuff for me, but it's because she's a better judge on clothes. But I did choose my second outfit that I showed you today.
Well, I liked your second outfit.
Yeah, 2 outfit tone.
Because I feel there's a bit of Republic of Ireland greenie in there.
Yeah, do it. Well, don't get me going. I've tried to not think about the game on Thursday because I feel nervous about the game.
You should.
I'm really looking forward to it. And I was obviously, it's a really, really big night for the Republic of Ireland to try and get through to the game against North Macedonia or Denmark in Dublin. They've got a big job to do. If they can play like they did against Hungary and Portugal, they've got a chance, certainly.
Big Troy Parrott, eh?
Yes, he's still doing well, still having assists, still scoring goals. So yeah, he's obviously come from, it feels like nowhere, but he's done brilliantly well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I picked up the kids from school yesterday, and the teacher went, "Can you just Miss Aherne give me a couple of minutes?"
Oh, we've all been there.
And I was like, "Oh no,
well, who's done what?
Who's stuck the nut in someone else?" Right, 6-year-old kids. Anyway, she came down the stairs. She said, "Just checking everything's okay." I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. How are you?" And she was like, what a shocking thing for a mother to do, eh?
No, we've all been there.
Have you forgotten parents?
I mean, you get about a 10-minute window, don't you? You go in and you get like, school finishes at 3:40, but if you try and book an appointment, you've got to get in really quick to get the first one straight. I mean, there's a tactic to it. I mean, me being me would be just like, we'll take whatever comes up. And it's like, well, no, if we don't do that time, there's other things.
Well, I think I was the last one to book the appointment. I think I was already...
So you don't care about your kids then?
No, see, this is what it seems like. My daughter was well embarrassed. She was like, "Mum!" And I said, "Hun, don't at me."
Have you been pulled aside when you get to school with your daughter or son's behaviour?
No,
I've had that one.
Mine are obviously perfect.
Yeah.
What you've had behaviour pills?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the one. Can we have a quick word? And yeah, okay. And then I always say, "Rocco, come with me. You're coming with me."
Face the music.
Yeah, face the music. Yeah, but it's awkward. But it's normally over something pretty trivial as well.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago, some of the things that used to go on. I'm not saying it's right, but they sort of dealt with it in house. Now it's like a 3rd degree. You're getting the investigation and of why someone said something. And, oh, okay, I'll speak to him.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll have that chat for sure. No, I was mortified. Oh, God, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Were you trying to avoid the draw last night?
I know. I was just sitting having a glass of wine with Jamie. Totally forgot about parents' night. Classic.
Oh, no, I meant the game that was on last night. We're on talkSPORT, Shebahn.
That was a thriller, wasn't it, the first half? That was just what you need.
Well, no, I tell you what stood out for me. There's a few things. Obviously, without going back too far, but Ruben Amorim and his Manchester United and watching Manchester United under Carrick is a completely different proposition. Yeah. Now, if you look at 2 players, I wrote down Fernandes playing as a 6 and how he's got all these assists and goals, even though he played a majority of the season as a 6, which he clearly shouldn't have been played under Amorim. And then Mainu was invisible to Ruben Amorim. Like he didn't exist.
Yeah.
at the football club.
That felt personal.
And
didn't it?
I just didn't get it. I'm watching him last night thinking, well, he got in the England squad before Amorim came, and he's got in the England squad after Amorim's left. So surely Amorim was the problem over Amenu.
Seems pretty clear now, doesn't it?
It does. And by the way, I just had one little stat since Michael Carrick's had the job. 10 games, 20 goals. 2 goals a game they've been averaging. That's a fair return.
You do the math.
You know, maybe it's a fair return. Seriously, Shebahn. I'm watching last night and I'm seeing a lot of bodies getting the 18-yard box. People causing problems, just arriving to be an extra body in the 18-yard box. I've always said that's the best way to get goal. Get as many people in the 18-yard box as you can, and you'll score goals.
Well, it was an interesting one last night. Man United held to a dramatic draw on the South Coast. Harry Maguire also saw red. Here's how it sounded for you live here on talkSPORT.
Here is Cunha down the left-hand side, getting into the box. Lovely little wriggle. He throws himself to the floor and gets a penalty kick. It's a yellow card for Jimenez. And Bruno Fernandes is about to step up to take the penalty kick. He takes a sharp intake of breath. He waits and pops it in the corner beautifully. It's an exquisite penalty from an exquisite player, and it's Bournemouth 0, Manchester United 1. Oh, lovely ball over the top by Fernandes to release Ahmad to the edge of the area. He's got Mbumo in the centre, and Cunha wants it as well. Oh, he's brought down by Trufer. It's going to be another penalty, is it? The referee said no, and play on. Trufer at the other end, who committed the alleged foul. Plays the ball into Christie. Christie tries to shoot it to the corner and scores, and this is going to be interesting. The referee has given the goal. Sending towards the near post, and it's flicked off the defender and in. Harry Maguire gets the final touch. Manchester United are back in front. Here's Evanilson inside the penalty area. Harry Maguire has given sufficient contact for the foul. He's brought down Evanilson, given away a penalty, and he's been sent off. Krupi steps up, right-footed. The goalkeeper stands strong, goes the wrong way. Krupi slams it into the net. It's 2-2.
Yeah, VAR getting it this morning, coming under fire after Man United weren't awarded a penalty for Trufert's challenge on Amad Diallo. Man United boss Michael Carrick said it was crazy and baffling, and then Harry Maguire gets sent off for a similar challenge. It's inconsistent as usual.
Well, the only penalty that really felt it was a definite was obviously Cunha's penalty.
Yeah.
Where he gets brought down. That, to me, was the obvious one. And I thought the other two, look, there is contact, but both players do go down very, very easy. Evan Nilsson goes down extremely easy. Not so much. I think it's more likely that Ahmad could have been a penalty. But we're at the state where I sort of always felt we would be with penalties. They'll just get softer and softer.
Well, that's it. In today's game, it's a penalty, but everyone's going down so easily and dramatically. I was thinking maybe we should get Tom Daly involved in the show for like a dive of the week.
Well,
you know, and he could just, that was a beautiful dive. Look how he's leapt so beautifully and landed on the ground after very minimal contact.
Yeah, it's
where we're at.
But it's common. Well, it's where we're at and where we're going is the worst faults for me. Where is this going to end? What level of penalty will be given? And then Harry Maguire gets a red card. You could deem he's the last man, and if he thinks it's a foul, then he has to send him off. It's weird how we've got to. I mean, look, we've always had the differences in games from set pieces, penalties, corners, and all these sorts of things. We've always had it. But it's become one of the driving forces behind winning games now. Mm. And that is where the problem lies. Playing out and, seeing all watching players with a natural game and trying to create things in play instead of set pieces and penalties. That's where we've got to. Yeah, we've got a big day coming up for you in the Premier League today. Brighton Liverpool is live on talkSPORT at 12:30. Then 3 o'clock kickoff, Fulham Burnley. Everton Chelsea's 5:30. And Leeds at Brentford is live for you 8 o'clock. Exclusively here on talkSPORT. United fans, we want to hear from you this morning. 03717 722 3344. Still confident we'll finish in the Champions League places. Still Carrick in 81089 if you want to send us a text message. Coming up next, we're going to get Cass's thoughts on Liam Rosenior and Chelsea this week. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you. Good morning.
is Eze England's best option now at number 10?
Oh,
No.
I think you've got so many options. I mean, I would say nay at the moment, yeah.
For who?
Well, you're looking at, there's so many players can play in there, aren't there? Well, Andy Sanders has just said Rodgers should be better on the left, but he can also play on number 10. You've got Bellingham, who, look, whatever season he's had, he does turn up for the big games. He can play in big games. Would he be in front of Eze? Look, Eze scored a cracking goal the other night. There's no doubt in that. And he's banged one in the FA Cup the other day. He's starting to score a few more goals, which is very important. But I'll still I don't think he'll be in that starting number 10.
No, Bellingham for me. You can't ignore Bellingham's talent, and people who do really need to take a look at themselves.
But Eze's putting pressure. He's putting pressure on himself. Don't get me wrong. He's putting pressure on there.
Jude Bellingham doesn't get the credit he deserves for the career he's had already.
He's a young lad.
Because he rates himself. People hate him.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you can be confident in your own ability.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be overconfident, but you still got to be confident. You ain't going to be a player if you're not confident going forward.
Do you remember when you'd interview with Thomas Tuchel when he was like, I mean, my mother finds him repulsive? I was like,
I don't.
did you come back from that?
He's not scared to leave one out, Tuchel, though. He ain't going to just pick you for the sake of it. That's what I like about the manager. Because sometimes you can pick people because of their reputation and this, that, and that, whatever, but he won't do that. Tuchel will go, right, whoever deserves to play will play.
Yeah.
Is Saka guaranteed to start, Yerney?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think he would definitely start on that right-hand side, yes.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne alongside former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino. Name that ponching.
Oh, it's Goldfinger. No?
I don't know. Is it Goldfinger?
Sounds like.
Or is it...
I don't know.
It's just the Bond theme in general.
Well, there's...
It's all of the Bond themes.
Oh.
It's the one.
Well, Goldfinger, I know who sang because my favourite one was Shirley Bassey singing Goldfinger. Don't know, I'm lost. I'm never, I've never really watched
Uh-huh.
I think I've said to you before. I know a few of them, like View to a Kill. That's because of Duran Duran, the song that they put on it.
Yeah.
Because that's Timothy Dalton.
Well, this is Timothy Dalton. It's his 80th birthday today.
Oh, right.
That's a big one. The big 80.
Yeah.
Wonder what he's doing for it.
He only done a couple, didn't he? Done a couple of Bonds. You're looking at me, you're bewildered.
Don't know how many did.
I think he only done a couple. View
He
to
did
a Kill,
2 Bonds.
License to Kill or something like that.
Yeah,
View to a...
and he was the 4th Bond. He did The Living Daylights and License to Kill.
Oh, Living Daylights, was it? Right.
Yes. Who was your favourite Bond?
Always Sean Connery. Always. Just more nostalgic, really, because it was the first one I ever sort of saw. But there's been brilliant James Bonds.
Yeah.
There's really good. Yeah.
So iconic, isn't it?
There's some. I mean, Roger Moore was great. His role as Bond. But I never was really into it because I always thought it's the same sort of theme every time. every time's the same outcome. As Bond is always survive. And I'm not expecting him to die because you can't have a. But I always feel like it's just the same scenario.
Who should be the next Bond?
No idea.
Which talkSPORT?
Oh, here we go.
Who should from talkSPORT would play the best Bond?
Cool. No one here. I can't think of anybody that would be a good Bond.
Not even one.
I know the good baddie could be. Martin Keown would be the good baddie.
Oh, that's a great show.
I think Martin would be that. Baddie definitely Keown. But Bonds? No, we haven't got a Bond. We haven't got a Bond here, have we?
Oh.
Cundy could be a bit of a baddie as well.
Cundy gets all the characters.
Yeah, Jason could be a bit of that.
Okay.
But I can't think of anyone that ticks that box.
Maybe you.
I mean, no.
Not me. Maybe.
Yeah.
Cockney Bond.
Anyway.
Random tangents, by the way, if you fancy some more of those. 21 minutes to go is the podcast you need to download now and have a listen. It's Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy joining forces once again. This week, the boys attempt unbelievable tennis. Their plot a talkSPORT takeover in Ibiza. That'd be fun. And Cundy shares a definitely not made up history lesson on where the phrase the bee's knees actually comes from. That's going to make me listen because I want to know where it comes from. 21 minutes to go. Available now wherever you get your podcasts. It's a good laugh. Let's focus on Chelsea now. The immediate future of Chelsea and the boss, Liam Rosenior, has come under the microscope again this week. 2 below par. Home defeats to Newcastle in the Premier League and then PSG in the Champions League. Of course, 8-2 in aggregate. That all ended up. Away from that, he's also come under fire for his detailed explanations that go down the garden path. From why referee Paul Tierney got mixed up in the huddle before the Newcastle game. That was all a bit of a laughing stock. Why he passed Alejandro Garnacho the note with 5 minutes to go when they're 3-0 down against PSG. Is it all just a bit much, do you think, from Rosenior?
Well, he's had a horrific week, as in, obviously losing games. And I was at the PSG game on Tuesday night. And quite clearly, tactically, Chelsea got it wrong as well. There were some things that were, if you're live and you're sitting in the stands, and I was right on the side of Cucurella, down the left-hand side. I was right, just about 5 yards from where he was playing. And he was in a really weird position because he didn't really play as a left back and he didn't really play as a left winger. Yeah. And they had no sort of outlet down the left side. But also, you see things, Shebahn, like taking throw-ins. PSG had quite clearly set up to say, you're not throwing it down the line, we're going to force you backwards. And Chelsea obliged every time, threw it backwards, then went out from one side to the other and never really made an impact on hurting PSG. PSG hunted them down for the very first moment in any position in forward areas, got to the player as quick as they could. Chelsea have had some players who have dropped off as well, form-wise. Obviously, Palmer's not been as good as we know he's capable of. I think Cucurella's not playing as well as he once did when he was exceptional. But I think the biggest offender, Caicedo. Caicedo, for the last 10 or 12 games, has not got going. And if you look at the Club World Cup in the summer, the difference in Chelsea winning was Caicedo winning the ball all the time for Chelsea in the centre of midfield and allowing others to play. So they were a bit short in them areas. As for Liam, I mean, I know we got stuff on Andy because Andy Townsend spoke on Friday, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought it was very interesting because we talk anyway before he said that, but it's interesting what he said.
Yeah, Andy Townsend was on Breakfast yesterday, said that Rosenior needs to relax a little bit.
Sometimes it's a few short answers and thanks very much, nod your head and get out of the room and away you go. I think that there isn't an absolute reason for this and a reason for that, and he hasn't got to explain always about players wanting to be in a huddle and all this rubbish. I think it's stuff like that you can talk yourself into trouble. It's stuff like that people will use as a stick to beat you with when poor results come along. Just be a little bit cool and perhaps a little bit to the point here and there, and start to utilise the press a little bit smarter, because it's an important part of the gig nowadays, the perception and the way that you come across, and you can very quickly make life difficult for yourself by being a little bit too liberal and a little bit too open. I think sometimes just be a little bit more guarded and just say a lot less.
Yeah. Do you agree with Andy?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Andy nailed it. And, Andy knows Liam's dad, obviously Leroy. He knows him and he's met him. And I know a few Chelsea players, ex-Chelsea players who know Liam and Leroy, and they're all wanting him to do well. You know, but he is making mistakes along the way. I think he's been honourable in some levels because he's taken the flack off his team. So he's, when they've had the defeat, he's become the main focal point of the criticism, even tactically. So I feel like, well, he showed a bit of loyalty. Look, one thing that I didn't think he dealt with very well was the leaked team news. That cannot happen at a football club. And he sort of brushed over it if it wasn't a big deal. It's a big deal. When your team news before 2 PSG games, home and away, come out, that they know who you're playing. Now, it might be, some people might go, well, you still got to play the game and you still got 11 players on. But I thought that should have been much more severe. Now, behind the curtain, I felt it was deemed as quite light, where that is not good. I don't know many teams, I don't know many owners, I don't know many managers would be okay and dealing with the team news without saying it's outrageous, because that really upsets managers. That's giving information to the opposition, and that wasn't dealt with very well.
Fair play. I think a lot of fans would agree with you on that, and that's the thing. I think for a long time you try
both legs as well.
Yeah.
Can't be done. Now, I know you lost 8-2 and it doesn't make any difference in the bigger scheme of things, but that's not on. You can't be having that.
Everton-Chelsea today from 5:30. You're going to have all the updates on GameDay live here on talkSPORT. We're also going to bring you the biggest and best coverage of the European quarterfinals next month. Arsenal sporting PSG, Liverpool. Stay tuned for all the details on that. Coming up next, we're going to head out and about and speak to travelling fans up and down the country. We'll speak to a Blackpool fan who's up early and on the way to Wales.
How do you feel that Jamie's wearing your mask? How do you feel about that?
I can't even see him. I can't see him.
I haven't got the mask on. I haven't got the mask on.
Fully got
I can't see it.
Just breathing in there the lot.
Do you know what? All I can say is I wish I had the mask on now.
To be fair, you look like Ange.
It's just who we are, mate.
Your team play like
Seriously, though, mate. Rosenior,
can we end it now?
mate. You've turned into a meme club. You are.
Can we end this interview now?
No.
Hold on. Say that again.
You've turned into a meme football club.
I remember. I mean, the last week, I don't think I've ever known a week like it, right? So you go back to Wednesday of last week and 74 minutes on the clock, and you think about what's happened. Conceded 5 goals in 30 minutes.
Slap.
Jesus Christ. Listen,
has anyone seen Candy? Dennis Wise?
Right, okay, hold on.
Solar.
Yeah, hold on.
And then there you go. Listen, who's that?
No, leave it, man. Leave it. No, leave it. No, I'm doing it. No.
But did you think you would come from 3-0 down? Did he think he'd come from 3-0 down?
He was confident. It was encouraging signs, he said.
Are you
Encouraging signs.
PSG?
I'm a United fan.
He's a bloody United fan.
Hey!
Don't swear.
Come on, boys. Listen, at the end of the day.
Hold on, who are you playing in the Champions League?
No, listen. Who's going to play next year? Who's going to play next year?
Champions League. I'm getting sick of United fans.
Good morning. Oh, it's a glorious day out there. Just looking out the window at London Bridge. The sun is up. Good day for a knot.
By the way, how fortunate are we? We're looking out the studio windows and you see London in this sort of, in the conditions with beautiful sun.
I know. You'd pay a fortune for that view.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a hotel or something like that. It's stunning morning. I hope it's nice where you are. It's Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino with you. Some of your other headlines. Former Leeds boss Jesse March, now leading Canada, has claimed that Ted Lasso fueled American stereotypes during his Elland Road tenure, which saw him getting the sack. Alfie Devine scored his first ever senior double as Preston beat Stoke City 3-1 at Deepdale to end their 7-game winless championship run. And we've got 3 more live championship commentaries for you today. talkSPORT 2. Ipswich Millwall is the battle of 3rd, 4th. That's at 12:30. We've got Sheffield United versus Wrexham at 3 p.m. and then leaders Coventry go to Swansea at 5:15. Whoever claims the spoils in our lunchtime kickoff could actually go second despite facing a promotion rivals. Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna says his side are just taking it one game at a time.
It's not our focus, to be honest. We know the run of games that we've been in, and it was just important to get our result today, and then we got one more for international break. We got 9 games left. They're all going to be tough. It's really hard to win games in this division, even harder at this stage of the season. So we just need to keep working, look at the next game and get ready for Saturday.
On paper, looks like a good one, doesn't it, Cass? Ipswich Millwall at 12:30.
Absolute cracker. When you look at where certainly what Millwall have achieved this season, which has been extraordinary, considering they're probably a team in the bottom 6 of budgets, taking on Ipswich under Kieran McKenna, who sort of found their feet over the course of the season and they've got going. And look, Middlesbrough in a week have got 1 point out of 2 home games, Shebahn. That's been costly for them because that could have sort of got them a lot closer to automatic. They're still there now, but teams like Millwall and Ipswich are hunting them down.
How buzzing would you be to see Millwall go up?
I listened yesterday and I think it was Andy Goldstein and Darren, I was listening to, and they said Millwall have never been in the Premier League. And I thought,
that's crazy.
Well, Division 1, I played in the top flight. Millwall had never been in Division 1 before. So that was the top flight as it was then. And I was thinking, come on. Yes, the Premier League's been extraordinary, but there was a Division 1 before. That's like saying the European champions, and when Liverpool were European Cup holders, but they're not Champion League winners, which they are. But, that's like saying Celtic.
Yeah.
Celtic had never been Champions League winners. Well, they won the European Cup, which is the same competition. It would be extraordinary. And look, Alex Neil's done a fabulous job. I love the character of the players. I've seen them a good few times and come away thinking they remind me of the Millwall team in the sort of never give an inch on the football field. And they're a handful to deal with physically. They're a big side, Millwall.
Well, looking at the table, Middlesbrough, Ipswich and Millwall could all be second by the end of the day. I mean, that is the perfect run-in from now towards the end of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, Coventry have just got themselves in front of everybody else, but they're hunting him down. And look, even the playoffs are such a great achievement as well. Look at where Wrexham have got to, Hull City. There's clubs in there that have got a real golden chance if they have a final. What they left now with, about 9-10 games, is it?
Like that, yeah.
They're 46 games in the Championship. So, it's an exciting time for the Championship.
It is indeed. By the way, just saw Darren Bent getting inducted into the Hall of Fame for Ipswich last night.
He's with me today.
So you guys are together on the telly. Lovely. That'll be fun, won't it?
Me and Darren, yeah. I'll act like Andy Goldstein.
Yeah.
Keep winding him up.
How'd you see it going at Portman Road?
Look, obviously I have a bias towards hoping that Millwall can get a result. It's a really tough call. They drew 0-0 in the game at Millwall earlier in the season, so there wasn't anything given there. I just think it'll be a humdinger. And in some ways, I watched Millwall lose at Coventry, and I tell you what, Millwall played tremendous. They were brilliant at Coventry, and they're the best team in the league, obviously because of where they are in top and quite clear now. I thought it was a great game, and they lost the game. But they're capable of going there and getting a victory, that's for sure.
For sure. Don't forget talkSPORT 2, your home of the EFL, 12:30 today. Ipswich, Millwall, should be a cracker over on talkSPORT 2. And then you've got Sheffield United against Wrexham. It's not on the telly, that game, so you can listen to it with us on talkSPORT 2, 3 o'clock. And then Swansea take on Coventry at 5:15. Stay on talkSPORT 2 for that.
By the way, if it's anything like the away game, Sheffield lost 5-3 at Wrexham.
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be a cracker if you're going to listen to it.
Should be. Looking forward to that. All coming up for you today. Download the talkSPORT app. You can stay across absolutely everything. And it's time now for this. About at this time, lots of you in the car early. It's a nice wee day for the drive, isn't it? You might be on the train or on the bus or on the sleeper coach heading to your team and follow your club, whatever it is they're going. And today we're diving into the battle to stay in League One. Blackpool fans are probably having a few sleepless nights at the moment, with their side sitting 21st in the division, a point from safety, just below Wigan, who have a game in hand. So it's a 464-mile round trip to the South Wales today to play Cardiff. This 12:30 kick-off, perhaps not ideal. I wonder if it's not ideal for this Blackpool's fan, on the train now to South Wales. Good morning to Phil Corbett from the Yorkshire Seasiders. Good morning, Phil. How are you doing?
Morning, great, thanks. Yeah.
Oh, you look well. You look happy on the train this morning. Doesn't seem like 6:40.
Yeah. We're moving. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Come on, I mean, I was going to use the pun that you've heard a million times. There must be a roller coaster ride following Blackpool.
That's strange for you.
I know. Yeah. Phil, I think we've got a wee bit of a delay, so we'll do our best with this one, but that's going to happen when you're on the train. How are you feeling about today? Are you nervous? Are you confident you guys can turn it around?
I think if we play like we did on Tuesday night, fine. It's a bit hit and miss, but there you go. Yeah. I think we'll be fine. Yeah.
It's been a tough season, Phil, hasn't it? You know, the season, if you take the season as a whole, lost a lot of football matches, you're nearer the bottom, and I don't think many Blackpool fans would have seen it as bad as what it's been this year for you.
No, we've been very. We haven't played to our potential all season, but it's time to do it now. If we don't do it now, we'll be facing relegation, and I think Tuesday night, I think the team realised that, and then we'll give Cardiff a game.
Yeah, well, they're the other end of the table, aren't they, Phil? And from there you're going, but they found it a little bit more tricky of late. So you can go there with a lot of hope, and I'm sure you've got a good number of Blackpool fans travelling down.
Yeah, I'd anticipate we'd have a decent turnout. We always travel well. A lot of people live out of town, like myself. So therefore, I think there'll be a fair few travelling up today.
Yeah, and you'll be feeling the vibes as well after the big win midweek against Port Vale.
Yeah, absolutely. Essential that we won that, and we need to take that into today. Bit of a free hit, really. I think our season will be defined by our remaining home games, where we've got teams around us to play at home. So, but anything we get from today's will be a bonus.
Well, listen, good luck to you today. Give us a big up the Blackpool on the train.
Up the tangerines.
Come on, you.
Oh, okay, Phil, we're going to let you work on that with your friends. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. That's Phil Corbett there from the Yorkshire Seasiders. Good luck to you, Phil. Thank you so much for your time. Blackpool fans heading out and about this morning. That's a long old journey, innit? That's a stint.
Yes. Yeah, and, I started football at that level, League One, Gillingham, and on my first game, my debut was Burnley away on a Tuesday night, which was proper. That is a proper hard game, going there, 6,000, 7,000 crowd at that particular time, going up on the train, day of a game, getting into the hotel and just having a sort of a lay down for a few hours, and then playing my first game at Turf Moor. It was an amazing learning curve for me, League One football, playing it and regular. And you meet some tough people.
I bet.
You come into some people. I had that question. I played in a golf down on Thursday, and one of the lads said to me, the toughest centre halves, and I always go, the ones in League One. They just were, they're real. They didn't have the technical side, but boy, they could put it about. I had a good few of them. People like Briggs and Shotton, who were at Oxford. You know, imagine, I used to say, and a lot of Oxford fans will know what I'm talking about, but players like that, and there was loads of them around.
Fair play. I'm looking forward to that one today. Good luck to Phil. And all the Blackpool fans, can you survive? It's squeaky bum time indeed. You can get all the goals from the Premier League and beyond on GameDay Live today, 2:30, here on talkSPORT with Adrian Durham, and lots more coming up for you here on talkSPORT today. After us, as ever, Max Rushton and Charlie Baker bring you the warm-up. That's from 9 o'clock this morning. Brighton Liverpool is the first of 2 exclusive commentaries for you. Faker others, Joe Shannon and former England captain Stuart Pearce are your team at the Amex. GameDay Live from 2:30 with Adrian, and then GameDay phoning at 5:30. It's Jamie O'Hara and Rory Jennings taking all of your calls. They'll be sure to wind you up. I'm definite about that. Before live coverage of Leeds Brentford at 7:30, you've got Hugh Woozencroft alongside Mark Wilson and former West Ham striker Dean Ashton working on that one. And following that is Fight Night with Adam Catterall, the latest Fight Sports news, including the latest from UFC London, which takes place for you tomorrow night. 0371722 3344 is the number to get in touch. Another huge Saturday here on talkSPORT. Download the talkSPORT app. You can stay across everything, and it's free. Coming up next, we'll get into today's back pages of the newspapers. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
Feel that Arne Slot is getting his excuses in early before they meet PSG?
I just think that ultimately Liverpool have had a great result and well done them. And you know, people suggesting that Arne Slot was under pressure for this game, they've come out and smashed Galatasaray.
Right.
Fantastic. But I don't like managers building in some comfort zone into... There's no need to build up PSG as a boogeyman. There's every suggestion that you shouldn't be sitting there on television like I was advocating for a moment ago saying, we're going to smash PSG, because I know that puts you as a hostage to fortune.
Right.
But there's no need to start building in how good PSG are, what they are and what they're not. Who cares? How good are you and what do you do? And there's no need to build in the fact that you're playing Brighton on Saturday at 12:30, because, by the way, Brighton haven't got the same sort of squad as you got.
All right.
So,
I mean, but surely last night against Galatasaray, it was a near-perfect performance. Is that not what Liverpool fans worldwide have been calling out for? And is it going to go anyway to calming the Slot sceptics, of whom there are many? Ian, big Liverpool fan, you're first up again. What would you like to say? Good morning.
Hi, lads. Okay.
Good, Ian.
I totally agree with Simon. You get like a buffer in place there before we play them. You shouldn't be saying things like that. We should just... We're playing PSG. They're a good side. They won it last year. But at the end of the day, you know, we're Liverpool Football Club. And what we've got to do is just get at them. And the same type of tempo we played last night, that's what we need even more. So I totally agree with Simon. Sometimes in some of his language he says on the interviews, it does sound like he's getting his excuses in early, and it gets on my nerves. You know, he fails to realise he's managing one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How do you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
busiest day out there. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne, and with me, Bromley's finest, former Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your headlines today: Ronnie O'Sullivan has created more snooker history by making the sport's highest ever professional break with 153 at the World Open in New Shan. That is absolutely incredible.
It's typical Ronnie, and when you just know someone who's going to achieve a fantastic goal.
Wow, absolutely exceptional. The first trophy of the season is up for grabs. Tomorrow at Wembley, Arsenal take on Manchester City. It's going to be live for you here on talkSPORT. Arsenal midfielder Eberechi Eze says has had say on what it would mean to win the competition and possibly complete the quadruple.
Yeah, it would be special. It would be incredible. My faith does force me to believe that I can achieve everything. So we do have these levels of belief, but we understand that there's a level of work that has to go alongside that. And the games on Sunday, that's the first one, and we'll continue to work and apply ourselves to give ourselves the best chance of winning that. But the focus is very much on taking each game as it comes and not also getting too far ahead of yourself.
Eberechi Eze live from Heathrow's runway this morning. He's some player, isn't he?
Well, we all knew he's a talent. Yeah, I've seen enough of him at Crystal Palace to know that he's got absolute top technique. And it was, could he get himself to be a regular in the Arsenal team? Obviously, Odegaard's been injured and he's stepped up, and he's got incredible amount of ability.
Yeah, unbelievable. Looking forward to this one tomorrow. The first piece of silverware up for grabs, going to be live for you here on talkSPORT, the Carabao Cup final. Arsenal take on Man City. We will be there, and it's time now to do this.
It's quite funny because every week this comes on, me and Sam look each other in the eye. Don't we, Sam? Like, with a little smug laugh.
Yeah, it is.
Because you feel like you're a little bit... You must have that, Sam.
I do. I mean, big breaking news this week, of course, is that Sophia returns. My wife is back.
Oh!
Yeah,
Wow,
back on Monday. Holiday? She's been working out in Australia, as you well know.
No, this holiday. Now, she's coming back.
She's coming back for a holiday.
For a holiday, yes, indeed.
Well, you're going on a cruise, right? You're
going on a cruise,
She's not going on a holiday back in England.
No, that's right. We're off on a cruise for a couple of weeks. My parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Well, on the cruise, don't have a waterbed. You might drift apart.
Thank you very much for that, Cass.
This guy. No dad jokes on the TV today. I swear to God.
I won't do that.
I'll punish you.
Benty will be rolling his eyes at you.
Yeah.
But yes, so that's the big news this week. Sophia is back. So,
good.
When is she back then? What's the date?
Back on Monday, yeah.
Oh, that's
exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so good news. So shout out to my wife.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah. Don't miss the flight.
Shout out when she's, after a few days of being back, she'll give you a few.
Sam, I need some space.
Yeah. Any chance I can go back to Australia? She'll be thinking, yeah, no. I hope not. Anyway, let's talk about what the big stories making the papers. And of course, a lot of focus, despite it being Saturday, because it's such a big game, on tomorrow's match at Wembley. And I wanted to draw your attention to Jamie Carragher's piece in the Telegraph today. Arsenal, now we've talked about this a lot this season, but I think it's interesting coming from a esteemed voice like Carragher's. Arsenal achieved the impossible, making neutrals root for City. He says Arsenal have seemingly managed the impossible ahead of tomorrow's Carabao Cup final, that they've somehow inspired neutrals across the country to root actively for Manchester City. This curious shift in popular opinion is not limited to the outcome at Wembley. The same applies even more intensely to the Premier League title race. Pep Guardiola, the architect of City's modern dominance, must believe he's living in a strange new world. When faced with the choice between City, the club who have relentlessly added to their trophy cabinet since the Abu Dhabi takeover and are still awaiting the outcome of an investigation into 115 alleged breaches of financial rules, and Arsenal, who are desperate to end a significant wait for silverware, the prevailing choice of the majority is no longer anyone but City. Instead, the overriding sentiment feels like anyone but Arsenal. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I feel it. I hear it, like we all do. But you've got to also, you've got to applaud Arsenal for the way that they've taken on this season. What clearly has been the defining factor from everybody else is how good defensively they are.
Mm-hmm.
They have been incredible. Apart from Zubimendi making one mistake and Declan Rice in another game, it's really hard to pinpoint some of the goals of Arsenal and point fingers at players who've made mistakes. Defensively, they've been, and that's led them brilliantly in the Champions League, and it's done it in the Premier League. So you've got to hold your hands up. Maybe you're not so keen on the style at times, but they've been superb this year.
So Carra goes on to say, the prospect of Arsenal being emboldened by the ultimate victories, either the Premier League, Champions League or even both, is one many rivals find tough to take. This "they will be unbearable if they win the league" accusation is a complaint that is more worthy of the school playground than any intelligent football discussion. But my suspicion is that it is the underlying fear that is really driving the anti-Arsenal sentiment. It is this psychological warfare, more than any credible complaints about their tactics, that has Arsenal fighting an army of neutrals as much as Manchester City at Wembley. Shebahn, who do you want to win tomorrow?
I don't care for who wins it, personally. I really don't, but I think it'll be interesting for that psychological edge. You know, if City do win it, will Arsenal go, oh, hold on a minute, you know, we really need to be careful of our game. That's the quad gone. Does it affect their psyche? Maybe is there something in that? Both teams are brilliant. I think City on their day are better than Arsenal. I think they are a better team. But Arsenal are getting the job done, whatever way they do it, so it's a very good chance to get the job done tomorrow, and fair play to them if they do.
Best team on the day.
Best team on the day.
Yeah, it will be though, won't it?
Best team on the day.
It will be. I think the first
No,
goal
but no,
will
I mean it as in I'm like Shebahn. I don't have any allegiance to Arsenal or City, but I think.
Who do I think will win?
Well,
I think Arsenal will win. Who do I want to win?
Yeah, finals obviously being a one-off, it's always difficult because you think that they're going to play the way they do naturally during the season. But I remember going to Wembley and watching Man City take on Wigan and Wigan winning the cup and thinking, and they outplayed City that day. Now, tomorrow we're looking at defence really versus attack more often than not.
Yeah,
like different story. Arsenal women last season in the Champions League final against Barcelona. Nobody could get near Barcelona.
Yeah.
And on the day, Arsenal were just a better team and they won it. It's amazing still that they won that competition. So I think when you look at cup finals, obviously anything can happen and it'll be the team on the day, maybe that want it more.
Pep's approach will be interesting, won't it? Because he sort of parked the bus a bit at the Emirates earlier on this season and they managed to get a result out of that game, but only just. They sort of were clinging on a little bit at the end, and you wonder whether or not he'll go with that approach again or whether he'll try and go toe-to-toe with them. He tends to overthink these things, doesn't he, sometimes?
Well, and you never know his team selection, Sam.
Yeah.
You don't. You never can second-guess him.
Now, let's move on quickly here to Chelsea and Everton tonight, which is 5:30. Interesting one here. David Moyes has called on the Premier League to provide a fuller explanation of why Chelsea were not deducted points for breaking its financial rules under the ownership of Roman Abramovich. Everton were deducted 10 points in November 2023, reduced to 6 on appeal. This is Andy Hunter writing in The Guardian. Reduced to 6 on appeal, plus a further 2 points later this season for breaches of Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Nottingham Forest were deducted 4 points. The Premier League has argued for a 12-point deduction for Everton over the first offence, a breach of £19.5 million over a 3-year period. The Premier League announced on Monday that Chelsea received a record fine of £10.75 million, a suspended transfer embargo, and a 9-month academy transfer ban for engaging in deception and concealment when making illicit payments totalling £47.5 million to sign players during a 7-year period. But no points banned. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of the punishment, Cass, but are we in danger of these things sort of overshadowing the game a little bit, all these off-field financial issues that are going on around various different clubs, and the kind of one club says that one club is getting unfairly treated compared to another?
Well, it's always going to be dangerous when, you know, you have financial rules that suit other teams or other clubs better than others. You know, if you're looking at Villa and Newcastle, they were so led to believe that they could spend. Well, that's clearly not been the case. And look, Chelsea, I think, my personal feeling on this is Chelsea haven't been punished so harshly because they were the ones that brought it to the table. They came clean on all what had gone on before, which was under Roman Abramovich. So I think the leniency there was regards to what Chelsea did initially.
Yeah. And now they face the punishment now.
Yeah.
Sam, thank you very much. Lovely stuff. Coming up for you, we're going to talk about the latest England squad. 35 are in, but Trent isn't one of them. Are his England days over? 03717 22 33 44 81089 to have your say on that. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
what does that framework look like? Are we talking about like back end of summer? We could see AJ back in the ring if it all goes well. You know, where is it? And do we still get that Tyson Fury fight possibly at the back end of this year?
I think that him fighting in the summer is hopefully what we're working towards. But it's very different him training as he has been and going back into a proper full-on camp. And I think that's what we have to see over the next few weeks, how he gets back into those full camps, those training sessions. The Fury fight is the one everyone wants. We all want it. We're all fans.
2 years,
as well.
isn't it? I mean, if you think about it, if AJ fights in the summer, it's 2 years. Put Jake Paul to one side, all respect, but it's 2 years since a competitive fight. So there's going to have to be some finessing and ensuring that he can get to the levels that require him to be able to fight someone like Fury.
I think the problem we've got, obviously, with Anthony Joshua, and a massive hurdle he has to overcome is this psychological damage that he's got going in there, and that's bigger than the physical battle. That's bigger than the warm-up fights, etc., etc. And that's where none of us are going to be able to give those answers until AJ sort of.
Well, I think in part that battle has been embraced by Anthony by saying he wanted to fight. I think most people were expecting him not to. I think people saw him in London post the circumstances in December and felt that there was very little chance that Anthony was psychologically and physically wanting to fight again. That he made that choice himself. So I think he's embraced that battle already.
And he's 100% positive that is the case, Frank. He wants to fight again. He wants to fight this year.
Yeah, look, it's his life. As I say, it's all he's known and it's all he's focused on for the last 17, 18 years since he went to the Olympics and won the gold medal and then became world champion.
There's a lot of talk about the independent football regulator. Some people love the sound of it, others don't. But what actually is it? And is it going to be any good for the game? In simple terms, it'll be an organisation not controlled by the Premier League, the EFL or the government, which will make sure all clubs are financially stable and don't rip off the fans. The aim is to make sure what happened to Bury, Derby and Reading doesn't happen again. Now, a significant reason clubs go under is because of dodgy owners financially mismanaging the club and running it into the ground. But in theory, these should be a thing of the past with the new regulator. They'll be able to use data from the National Crime Agency to perform stronger fit and proper persons tests and can even force owners to give up their stake in a club, which for certain supporters might be a welcome relief. It's likely good news for the EFL. The tension between them and the Premier League over a fair financial deal has been increasing in recent years. As it stands, talks have broken down. The Premier League backed out of recent negotiations, but the regulator will have the power to force through a deal, meaning more money for clubs lower down the pyramid. Now, this might sound simple, but in reality there's concerns this will open a legal can of worms, which could result in messy court cases involving the Premier League and the regulator. Parachute payments will be brought under the control of the regulator too. If they reduce them, it could mean a wider variety of clubs securing promotion to the top flight, but critics reckon it'll just mean the gap between the Premier League and EFL actually widens, as promoted clubs won't get as much money, which should normally be used to buy better players so they can compete. And current Premier League clubs have said if there were no parachute payments, they'd actually invest less, which would harm the quality of the top flight. And if clubs don't invest, then you'll get exactly what the EFL don't want, which is the same three clubs going down every year. And remember when Cardiff's owners changed the club's colours and badge? Well, in future, fans will have to approve any major changes to their club's heritage. Now, that might all sound great, but do we really need it? Some say the downfall of Reading and Bury is an exception, not the rule. So as a whole, the most successful footballing pyramid in world football doesn't need regulation. They say it scares investors who can help grow the game. If those investors go elsewhere, well, the Premier League may no longer be the destination for the best players in the world. And others, well, they just don't trust politicians to appoint truly independent people to regulate our game.
A very good morning to you. It's the weekend sports breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne, joined by Millwall legend Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Manchester United held to a 2-2 draw by Bournemouth in a match overshadowed by VAR controversy, with United boss Michael Carrick hitting out at the baffling decision to deny Amad Diallo a penalty.
Pretty much the same situation of a two-hand grab, really, and definitely got one wrong. So it'll be interesting to know what they tell me, what one was wrong. Was it they give the penalty, or was it the one that they didn't? Because I don't understand how you can have such a variation in decisions when it's exactly the same instance, really.
What do you not get it, Michael? Does not make sense to you? Cool, doesn't make sense to any of us either. We're going to look back on that game from last night, look ahead to all of today's action, including 2 live commentaries for you here on talkSPORT. Fresh from dismantling Galatasaray in the Champions League, Liverpool head to the south coast to face Brighton today. Reds boss Arne Slot says the early kick-off isn't ideal for recovery.
We're the only team, by the way, that played on Tuesday or Wednesday in Europe, and all the teams are playing on Sunday, and we are the lucky ones that have to play 12:30 away game against one of the most intense teams in the league.
Yeah, okay. Cry your eyes out. We can hear commentary of that game at the Amex live on talkSPORT from 12:30, and Brentford travel up to Leeds to host a Brentford side sitting just 4 points off the Champions League spots. Keith Andrews expects a tough afternoon at Elland Road.
Really well coached Leeds, can play in different ways, and yeah, Daniel's done a brilliant job there, and he's got them into a really good place where they're fighting hard, clearly, and they're a very effective team.
All the build up from 7:30, kick-off at 8 o'clock tonight, exclusively here on talkSPORT. Leeds Brentford will build up to all of today's action and what's to come. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning to you. Also coming up in the next hour on the show, we're going to be joined by Spencer Matthews. Do you know who Spencer Matthews is?
No.
Right, brilliant.
Well, come on then, enlighten me.
From Made in Chelsea?
Oh, right, okay. Well, I've heard of that show, yeah.
Yeah. That's good then. That's good. Well, that's all you need to know, really. Well, he's not in that anymore, but he's doing 30 marathons in 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing.
You're preparing, so you're only doing one. That's not much of an effort from you, is it?
Oh, I'm dreading 15 miles on Monday, but Spenny Boy should be able to give me some tips if he's done 30 and 30.
Yeah, you've got... There's something... I mean, who's the boy at Southampton? What's his name again? Oh, did it all the time. Oh, God, I know him. I got his picture of his face in me. He's done some great charity runs. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Francis,
yeah. Not Jeffers. Franny
Benali.
Benali, that's it. Franny Benali. I used to see him when I'm doing stuff at Sky and see Franny, and he'd have done runs before he would come on air. And he was doing all these different types of endurance tests. Unbelievable. In fact, look, he raised loads and loads of money for charities. Fair play to him.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're going, right, you're doing it for charity. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
But how he's putting his body through that, like when you look at what Kevin Sinfield does.
Oh,
like,
no,
it's absolutely, it's crazy how they can actually do it.
Especially after your careers as well, where you've suffered injuries, and getting through a marathon would be pretty tricky on your body. And I'm sure that, I'm sure when Spencer comes on, he'll tell us about dealing with injuries, because that's a massive issue.
My dad said to me this week, bearing in mind my dad did a few marathons, and Dad's very like, it's all in your head, mental toughness. You've got to be mentally strong. If you start telling yourself you can't do it, it's always been like that. And then he said to my mum this week, maybe she should just go for the half marathon. Maybe it's too much for her. And I was like, Dad, you've been telling me that we're 5 weeks out from the London Marathon, and now you're saying don't do it. That's not going to help me.
Reverse psychology.
I know. Exactly. I thought I will prove you wrong.
Yeah.
And then I said to Dad, is Celtic going to win the league? He said, if you do the marathon, Celtic will win the league. And I thought, okay, fine. I'll do it then. Spencer Matthews from Made in Chelsea, formerly with us later on talkSPORT. Weekend breakfast. Let's talk about the England squad, because at 10 o'clock yesterday, Thomas Tuchel named his squad for the friendlies against Uruguay and Japan. 35 players, including the likes of Brighton keeper Jason Steele. No Premier League appearances so far this season. Man United pair Maguire and Kobe Mainoo back in. Lead striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Good to see him get the call up.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's deservedly so.
It's so, look, the list, I mean, was it 38?
35.
35. It's still a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot of people.
That's 3 teams. So there's a lot of people there's going to be a number disappointed because you're going down to 23. for the tournament.
Well, this is it, and you've not seen
12.
Ollie Watkins get in there. No Luke Shaw, which really surprised me, and no Trent Alexander-Arnold.
No.
Tuchel was bullish when asked about Trent's absence by our England reporter Faye Carruthers yesterday.
Have you actually spoken to Trent Alexander-Arnold about it and said, keep getting this consistency?
Not yet.
You haven't spoken to him at all?
Not yet.
Okay. How do you think he might feel with that? Does he feel his England career might be over then?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Well, if you're playing for Real Madrid and you've played their last 6 games and you've just played back-to-back games against Manchester City and you was in the starting lineup, and we've been in the last 6 starting lineups for Real Madrid, home and away City, and you've not made the England squad, can't see it. Whether it's a tactical decision or just a preference of I don't need Trent, because if you play for Real Madrid, you're sort of entitled. It feels like if you're a player at that level, you would be in any squad. I'm not talking about playing. I'm talking about just actually being in the squad. If you play for Real Madrid, it sort of gives you the tick for, well, I'll be picking him.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, when you look at that right back position and Reece James being injured, bless him again,
Yeah.
is Trent not your best next option?
Well, he's one that the reason I would want to take him, because I do think that you have to think about group phase and knockout. Now, and certain games that you might say, if we need someone who can deliver only from free kicks but balls into dangerous areas and really gifted technically that can make a difference, well, Trent would tick that box as well for me. And a group phase, I think there's certain opposition you're going to come up who will sit very deep. Do you need someone capable of a killer pass in a moment? Trent can do that for fun. So I would have considered Trent, and because he's a real talent as well. Look, he's had a difficult time at Real Madrid, and that's been on injury as well. But he's not the first. But seeing him playing against City and having a couple, he handled Doku, I think, very well. Who's a lightning quick winger. Is keeping Carvajal out the Real Madrid team. So I find it surprising that he can't make a 35-man squad.
So it's a personal thing.
Well, I don't think I'd say personal. I think personal on the sort of tactics he wants to use. I don't think it's just I don't like him. I don't think that at all. I'm just saying he doesn't need that type of defender. He thinks. I would disagree.
Yeah.
I would say there's always a place for someone who can win you a match in a moment that you might not play, you might not need.
Yeah. Listen, I'm pleased to see Harry Maguire back in his first appearance since it was July 24. First cap getting back into the squad if he plays.
Celebrated, got sent off.
He celebrated with a red card last night. Brilliant stuff. Listen,
he deserves it. He deserves it. And like you, I think that you could still say that Luke Shaw at left back, could be a valid addition. But if they're not, we're talking very senior pros, aren't we? We've gone from Trent, Harry, and obviously we're looking at Luke Shaw.
Now, this is
all
the
senior
one.
Pros.
But Luke Shaw's 30 years old and he's been around at Manchester United for a long, long time. But we have seen such consistency from Luke Shaw this season, and I can't understand why. Because Adrian Durham and Ray Parlour were here yesterday. They were talking about Lewis Hall. He would be that starting position at left back for England if it was the World Cup tomorrow. And I'm going, not Luke Shaw? And the fact that he's not made the 35-man squad, again, it's a case, I'm just not having you. You're not in the plans.
I mean, he's gone for senior players like Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
Jordan Henderson. He's gone for a senior player there, and there's others in there. I don't. It's very hard to fathom the thinking of managers who are international duty, who are looking at certain types and sort of issues that he thinks he might have to deal with when he gets to America, Canada, and Mexico.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why Luke Shaw wouldn't make the 35-man squad. I don't understand why Trent hasn't made it either.
Other headlines, no Ollie Watkins, concern for him, but a big chance for Dom Calvert-Lewin, but also Max Dowman. He said there's an opportunity for him.
Yeah.
The door is open for people like Max Dowman and Rionga. What do you think about that?
Well, it's a bit weird because we go down the Theo Walcott sort of scenario, don't we? And I would criticise more Sven for not taking him and playing, and he hadn't played for Arsenal that particular time. But, if you can take someone that could scare the life out of the opposition, and it's funny how other countries look at it differently. Whether it was Yamal or whether it was a young Pele, and people go, yeah, but you're mentioning the biggest names in the world. We don't know how Max Dowman, how good he's going to be. We don't know. What we do see, and I was sitting there last week, I'm going to be saying to my friends years later, I said to a pal after the game, years later, I'm going to be saying, Max Dowman, I was at his game, he scored his first goal.
Yeah.
And what a turn. He just turned the game himself as a 16-year-old, and it's only just.
Well, there's the conversation. Do we need to stop comparing youngsters to another youngster or somebody that...
It's natural that you do that you compare, but there's no doubt that he is a huge talent.
Can't take that away from him. I mean, Troy Deeney's column today in The Sun, so what if Max turns out to be Cack and not Kaka? You know, there's a number of comparisons to Kaka going around. You think, oh, God, he's just a young guy. Just let him be free. He's 16.
Exactly, and he's going to play badly. He's going to have times of where he's not playing his best football. You know, we saw that with Foden. Okay, he hasn't developed as he's got older. It feels like he's more further away from the England lineup than he's ever been. But that happens. That is no guarantee. But we can't just ignore how brilliant he can look. Arsenal have had him on the bench for a reason. They haven't gone, oh, this 16-year-old, we're just going to shove him. Arteta went to him when he was in trouble in the game against Everton.
Yeah.
Everton was superb in the game. They were brilliant. They were handling everything for 80 minutes. So Arteta decides to go, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to put a 16-year-old in. I watch every day, training, everything he does. He is capable of making the difference, and he was.
Would you bring, if you're Thomas Tuchel, would you bring Dowman into the squad?
I'd certainly have a look at him, yeah, and I wouldn't be afraid of him being 16. Yeah. You know, you can't judge everyone by what other people have done all the time.
Yeah, very good point. Don't forget those friendlies. 7:45 England, Uruguay. That's on Friday the 27th of March. We're going to have it here on talkSPORT, and then Tuesday the 31st of March, England take on Japan. We'll bring you every game from the World Cup as well this summer, live on the talkSPORT network. 104 games. We can't wait for that. Don't forget, if you want to build up to the World Cup, get yourself right in the mood, make sure you listen to talkSPORT's brilliant podcast, How to Win the World Cup. It's live now. This episode is Matt Ford, Jacob Hawley, speaking to one of football's leading psychologists, Dan Abrahams, about the mindset of being an elite level footballer. It's a really interesting listen. It'll get you all geared up for the World Cup. You can listen now on the talkSPORT app for free. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Working with you. Next up, you can put the kettle on, get a nice wee posh coffee or tea on the go. Cappuccino with Cascarino is on the way next on talkSPORT. Morning.
You know, he's Brazil's all-time goal scorer.
I don't care.
He's got more goals than Pele.
Was Pele all that? Was he all that, Pele? Would Pele get in to Arsenal's team now?
Hold on. What do you mean?
Would Pele get in Arsenal's team now? Would he get ahead of Martinelli?
Well, you don't think Pele's any good?
I don't never saw it. I mean, all I've seen is...
You're not having him better. You don't think he's better than Gyökeres?
I don't know whether Pele was as good as everyone said.
He won 3 World Cups!
I know, but that was back then, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
I know.
You're not having Pele?
No, it's a little bit like someone winning, let's say back in... like the
hat-trick in a World Cup final.
Let's say, like in the early 1800s, early 1900s, someone won Wimbledon 25 times. They're not going to be better than Federer. Or Djokovic.
Right, but Pele can't help the fact that he was born in whenever he was born, in the 60s.
At that time, Pele was obviously very good.
Right.
But don't tell me Pele gets an Arsenal's team now.
What do you mean?
The best side in the country. Who's he getting?
He's not getting in front of Gyökeres.
He ain't getting ahead of Saka.
Are you having a laugh?
No, I'm not.
What?
No.
I can't believe you said that.
I've said
never heard you come. I've never heard you come out with so much guff.
No, but we don't.
Pele.
But we don't know how good Pele was.
What do you mean?
We are told.
What do you mean?
No, at the time.
He won 3 World Cups.
No, I know he did, and I'm not taking that. Of course I'm not.
It's not like he played in the 1600s.
No, I know, but
we saw footage.
Yeah, we did see footage, but what I'm saying is, back then, footballers are better now than they were. Can we agree on this?
Yeah,
okay.
I understand what you're saying.
That's the point I'm making.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino with you. This is the Samba de Janeiro. Shake what your mama gave you, Cass.
That's my backside. I was blessed with quite a big posterior.
I didn't want to tell you.
It comes in handy now and again.
Yeah, I'm sure.
When you're playing football and you're backing into players.
Yeah, closing the door.
You know, that was one of Kenny Dalglish's biggest assets. His backside.
Yeah.
He was brilliant at backing into players and rolling them. Did it great. And there's been a few. John McGinn does it brilliantly. Yeah, I was going to say John McGinn does it brilliantly as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you did a backside 11.
I'm sure the sports bar did that one night.
Did they really?
Sure, the sports bar did a butt 11 one night. I'm absolutely sure.
I'm not going to be a cuckoo and steal there.
Yeah, you might get into the side, that's for sure. Good morning to loads of you on the text this morning. Good morning to Jonathan Edmonds. He said, look up Ray Matthews from Rotherham. He did 75 marathons in 75 days at 75 years old. God,
it puts me to shame.
And here's me greeting about 15 miles on Tuesday.
Yeah. Look, doing one marathon is a challenge. No, we're not trivialising, you know. It's a really, how long have you been preparing for this, Shebahn?
About 4 months now.
Exactly. You've committed 4 months and you're not there yet. You've got how much more?
Another full half marathon on the top of already what I've done. Yeah. So we've got 5 weeks to go into the London Marathon. I've got a 15-mile run on Monday. Coming, and I did 14 miles last Monday.
Fair play. I
want to cry my eyes out every single time. I mean, 75 and 75.
And how long does it take you how long did you run for the other day?
3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours. It took me 14 miles, which means I'm on for like a 6-hour run on marathon day, which is slow-ish. Well, do it in your own time, but I'm going to be running forever. Dragging myself.
The crowd will carry you.
Good morning to Sam. He says, I hope you're both well. My opinion on Max Diamond. Do we think that we're holding talents like this back? You mentioned that, and Lamine Yamal as well. It'd be mad not to have them. They're so talented because of their age.
If we're going to go down the line of they're too old, but they're still good enough, and people say, oh, he's aged now, he can't play. It's the same as if they're too young to me. It's, well, if he's ready and if the manager at Arsenal thinks he's good enough to fry him on in a Champions League game, come on.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you what he's got over, say, for Walcott and Michael Owen, because Michael Owen was sensational because of his pace and he was quite direct and really get goals. The one thing that Max Dowman's got over Walcott, because Walcott was lightning quick as well, was that he's lightning quick and very technical. That's the big difference for me between Dowman, Walcott and Michael Owen.
Yeah, that generational talent vibes. And good morning to Paul. He says, Paul and Finn on our way down to Brighton from Colwyn Bay in North Wales. Season ticket holders at Brighton, excited to be hosting Liverpool today. 270 miles to go, but travelling with my special needs son and my hero, the mighty Finn, and we cannot wait. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for getting in touch. 81089, and it's time now for this.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on talkSPORT. Yummy.
Right, Cass, I'm going to sit back and relax, and you want to talk about the mighty Villa.
Yeah, well, it was a club that I hold with great fondness. My time when I joined there back in 1990, I left Millwall for, I think, 1.2 million fee at the time. And I joined, and it was my first time that really I was told you're joining a big club. And they were top of the league at the time in 1990. And Graham Taylor met me, and I had a walk around Villa Park. When I was walking around, he kept saying to me, look at the photos on the walls around Villa Park. So I was looking at them and said, what do you see different? And I said, well, previous season, there's quite a lot of change in the club photos or the team photos. And he said, that's what happens at big clubs. The photos change regularly, which they do. If you look at, if you took your club, Manchester United, or my club, Liverpool, but if you're playing for a big club, you'll see the photo. There's a lot of individual changes. Like for the team photo at Liverpool, would have had about at least 8 or 9 new players in the photo, and that happens a lot of times. Think of Chelsea. How many photos have changed? And so I recognise that as, you know, the first time playing really big time football. Now I look at Villa today, and I tell you what, the reason I want to say this because I sat down and watched the Villa, and I do watch them a lot, and I sat down on Thursday in the Europa League game, and Villa can't be competitive as in with their spending as much. You know, they have to be careful, and they can't go after, you know, players that they can't stockpile players. They just can't, Villa. But I watched them and I felt the 2 goals that they scored typified why Villa are where they are. Now I know they've had a difficult run of late in the Champions in the Premier League table, but let's get it right. Villa are in the top 4 still, and they're going well again in Europe. They've had an extraordinary season, and the 2 goals, I go through them both. Sancho, who's on loan, right? He's not a buy. He's on loan from Manchester United. Gets the ball on the right hand position and just feeds it across the face of the goal. John McGinn comes running in, scores the goal. An unselfish piece of play. Well, then you get the second goal. It's exactly the same. You get Ollie Watkins breaks, squares it to Liam Bailey. An unselfish goal again. And that is why Villa are doing so well, because the core of their team, and I think it's a great group of lads, you can clearly see that with the Villa lads, that they've got a team that will give everything for each other. And that can take you a long way. I've been part of teams that have gone, you know, far further than people would say they were capable of. Whether that was Millwall when we got promoted for the first time, whether it was, you know, Aston Villa when they were challenged. I watched the Villa team before I joined them. I knew that Villa team under Graham Taylor were a very selfless team. Everyone committed. Tony Daly to David Platt, Nigel Spink in goal, Paul McGrath at the back. Everyone was the unity within the squad. And I think that's why Villa have been such an effective team. And that's full credit to Unai Emery as well.
Yeah.
Because it's a terrific football club. It really is.
Can they win the Europa League? Will they win it?
Of course they're capable of. Yeah, of course they are capable. I mean, look, there's still some tough games in there. But Villa, as a club, have really done the Midlands proud. I know that there's permanent City fans for Nottingham Forest and others that, you know, wouldn't take as much pleasure of what I'm talking about the Villa. But I think that Thursday night was a great example of why they're going so deep and why Unai Emery wins European competitions so often and gets his team, Villa team. He's had them in the Champions League before.
Yeah. No, nice to hear. Nice to hear. By the way, Villa take on Bologna in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. He likes to win the Europa League with teams with the Villa in the title? Will it be Aston Villa this season? You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're going to look back on Man United's draw against Bournemouth last night. We're here in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
After two decent results in a row, has Igor Tudor earned his stay of execution at Tottenham until the end of the season? Well, Drive presenter and expert striker Darren Bent certainly thinks so.
The performances before that, I mean, the six before that, oh my God, six straight losses in a row. I thought, what's going to happen here? Like, where's it going to end? And they put in a decent performance against Liverpool. And as you said, they beat Atletico in the second leg. And they have got confidence now because that's 2 unbeaten now in all competitions, 2 unbeaten. The game on Sunday's the one. It's so big. But clearly now that Igor Tudor is going to be here for the foreseeable now. That he's here to the end of the season.
Yeah.
I can't see them making a change now this season because you've seen...
If they were to lose Forest, lose away at Sunderland, he'd still be there.
Potentially, yeah. I think so.
Very interesting. Spurs Nottingham Forest on Sunday is absolutely gigantic. So would you agree with Darren Bent there? Have we seen enough that's been good from Igor Tudor?
That was a brilliant point away at Liverpool. And the game in midweek, which I watched, I thought there was a lot more spirit, a lot more, really wanting it more for if you're a Tottenham player. So they've got to take that now into this game on Sunday against Forest. Look, Forest will know they're coming off that win as well. They'll be really happy with how they got the result away from home. They'll probably sit back Forest and try and hit them on the break, but they've got good players as well. Gibbs White, Adore. Jesus up front, Anderson in midfield. So they've got a decent squad of players itself. So it's going to be an interesting game. But I think the first goal is, I know it's an old cliche. First goal is going to be really important in that game. If Forest can somehow nick it, then you can see the fans really getting a little bit frustrated. But one thing about the fans the other night, they really, really got behind the team.
morning. Weekend sports breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're in the sunshine. It's Shebahn Aherne and former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your headlines: Ronnie O'Sullivan has created more snooker history by making the sport's highest ever professional break with 153 at the World Open in Yushan. Liverpool goalkeeper Aston has withdrawn from the Brazil squad due to injury and will miss today's match against Brighton. It's live on talkSPORT from 12:30. And there's only one 3 o'clock kick-off in the Premier League today. Feels weird, doesn't it? It's Fulham against Burnley ahead of the game. Marco Silva says it's a must-win for his side after a poor run of results and crashing out of the FA Cup.
We want to be back in a winning ways at Cottage as well, because the last few results, they were tough for us at home, and of course we want to recover from that. Crucial one before a long period without games.
How do you see this one going? Should it be fairly free-flowing given the state of the table?
Well, it's a toughie to think that Burnley can get anything out of it now, because as the literally winding down, Scotty Parker's got to have a team that can try and compete to get points. They're not going to stay up. But Fulham are decent. I really like how Harry Wilson's progressed, and I know he hasn't signed a new deal at Fulham, but their forward line of Bob, Emenez, King, Wilson, they're all dangerous. And then you got someone like Iwobi who can chip in. They've done well. I mean, I do laugh when you look at Fulham and people sort of say mid-table, and that's still an achievement.
Of course.
Fulham are not on the top end of spending by a long way, on players they bring in. And, they're still reliant on a 35-year-old centre-forward in Jimenez. So I think Fulham have had a really... they've never been in trouble all season, have they?
Yeah, true.
Where we've gone, Fulham are hanging around the bottom three. They've been sort of mid-table and above for large parts of the season. Fair play to them.
Do you think Marco Silva's in line for a bigger job in the near future?
Well, he's managed at Everton, which you'd class as a bigger job. He might want another roll of the dice. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't signed a contract, has he, at Fulham? And look, it's a big problem for Fulham because the manager is very important to them. He's done fantastically well for Fulham Football Club.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a big concern, I'm sure, at Craven Cottage.
Fulham Burnley kick off at 3 o'clock today. The update's coming on GameDay live at 2:30 here on talkSPORT. So last night, Bournemouth came back twice to claim a 2-2 draw against Manchester United at the Vitality. It was live for you here on talkSPORT.
Oh, he's brought down by Trufair. It's going to be another penalty, is it? The referee said no and play on. The VAR might look at that. The VAR is going to have a word with him here. Trufair at the other end, who committed the alleged foul. Plays the ball into Christie. Christie tries to shoot it to the corner and scores. And this is going to be interesting. Flicked off the defender and in. Harry Maguire gets the final touch. Manchester United are back in front. Here's Evanilson inside the penalty area. Harry Maguire has given sufficient contact for the foul. He's brought down Evanilson, given away a penalty, and he's been sent off. As Krupi steps up, right-footed. The goalkeeper stands strong, goes the wrong way. Krupi slams it into the net. It's 2-2.
Yeah, some debatable decisions last night, that's for sure. After the game, Michael Carrick says he was incensed by some of the refereeing decisions that went against his side after Amad Diallo was denied a second-half penalty.
I should have had a second penalty, I don't understand if it's pretty much the same situation of a two-hand grab, really, and definitely got one wrong. So it'll be interesting to know what they tell me, what one was wrong. Was it they give the penalty or was it the one that they didn't? Because I don't understand how you can have such a variation in decisions when it's exactly the same instance, really. And probably typical the way the end of the game went with the decisions, and all of a sudden they're keeping a check on every 5 seconds. That's not been done for quite some time from WAF. For what I've been involved in anyway. So I thought we managed the heads well. I thought the boys coped with that well. The boys came off the bench and finishing the game really strong, and it was a big point for us in the end.
Yeah, big point in the end with Harry Maguire being sent off. We can get more on this now. Stretford Paddock presenter Joe Smith is with us now. Good morning, Joe.
All right, Joe.
Morning.
Yeah,
morning.
You good? All good? I mean, it was a game that I thought you played well enough last night to win, and there was a lot of tight calls and obviously penalty decisions given or not given. It was a hard. I think Michael Carrick be really disappointed he didn't get 3 points. But Bournemouth are a dangerous side.
Yeah, they're a good team, and they're a team that we've struggled against a lot in recent seasons. A few sort of 3-0 losses and some high-scoring games as well. There's the 4-4 one just before Christmas at Old Trafford. But I just think when those sorts of decisions go against you both times, I think at some point you can't expect a team to just overcome it and just score another one and score another one. You know, these games in the Premier League this season come down to one goal either way. That's what we've seen, that the way teams defend, the way teams mark each other. We don't have these big free-flowing kind of 4 or 5-0s at the moment. We have close matches. And when you have a penalty not given at one end that leads to a goal for the opposition team, and then a penalty given that was similar to the one that wasn't given 15 minutes earlier,
yeah.
You know, you can't expect a manager and a team to just overcome that every time. It's really hard to do that. And I think, you know, you don't want to blame everything on refs because it feels a little bit kind of, you know, sour grapes, doesn't it? But I think United have had the opposite of the rub of the green, whatever you want to call it. I think they've been unlucky. I think the refs have made poor decisions, and you know, it's cost us.
I was saying earlier, Joe, that under Carrick, you've played 10 games and you've scored 20 goals. So you're averaging 2 a game, which is certainly an upgrade on what you were achieving before. Now, you've had 3 weeks to prepare for games. And, you know, if Carrick does stay, which I'd like to see him, for me personally, because I just think he's done a good enough job to have a chance of taking United on next season. But there'll be European football next year, very likely now for Manchester United. So there will be different, and there will be games that you can get beat up in, like we've seen this week, where 3-0s and you know 5-2s and 6s from Bayern Munich. This will be the challenge for Carrick if he does stay for next season.
Yeah, it's the European stuff's the unknown in it. With Carrick, I think he's got so many ticks in so many boxes, but the one you cannot tick is, can he handle those biggest moments? Can he handle the pressure of being Manchester United's manager? We've never seen him manage another kind of, you know, elite kind of big club. I know Middlesbrough are a big club, but it's not the same as Man United or a Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. We know that. I think you can never know, and there's always going to be some unknowns. Whoever we bring in, there's going to be big question marks about, can they do it at Manchester United? And at least with Carrick, he's got some, you know, ticks on the box of he's actually managing Man United right now. It's a different scenario when you get given the reins full time. I appreciate that, but what more can you do than be in the role that you're supposedly trying out for and be really successful at it? Who knows how long it'll last with any manager? But we saw with Ruben Amorim, he came in and it never clicked. You know, it wasn't after 12 games it dipped off, or 20 games it dipped off, like we might see happen with Michael Carrick. We never got this bounce. We never got, you know, these moments that we're seeing under Carrick. So I agree with you. I think as it stands right now, Carrick has to be the front runner, and some questions are just going to have to be answered on the job, as it would be with any other manager.
Well, he's done things since Amorim's left, and it was, you know, playing Fernandes as a 6, and there he is under Carrick, getting loads of assists and goals. Then you could put, what on earth happened with Kobbie Mainoo? Because Kobbie Mainoo was invisible to Amorim. It felt like he was never going to be entertained with that idea. And Michael Carrick has proved again, and that's got Mainoo back in the England squad by his performances.
Yeah. For me personally, I remember the discourse around the 3 at the back, or 5 at the back, whatever you want to call it, under Amorim. People were so obsessed with it. And I think personally, the formation itself was almost irrelevant. I think that people became really overly kind of keen on talking about 5 at the back, 3 at the back, when even people who typically don't care about tactics and formation. The thing for me that I didn't like about the 3 at the back, like you said, was the personnel that it didn't benefit or that it hurt. Kobbie Mainoo needs to be playing for Manchester United. He's such a talented player. He's 20 years old. Think of the career he's had at 20 already, playing in Euros finals, you know, starting week in, week out for Man United. The thing that I didn't like about that formation was the players that it hurt, not the system itself. I think you can win games with a 3 at the back. Why couldn't you? You know, it would be ridiculous to suggest otherwise. And I think I agree that we're seeing players platformed in the right way. But a lot of these players played in these positions under Ten Hag, let's not forget, and they weren't playing this well. So it's not just a case of, you know, any old manager can play 4 at the back and United will start winning, you know, pretty much every game again. Carrick is clearly doing something extra, because this win rate that he's got, even with the draw last night, is still one of the best United have ever had. And many managers, but basically everyone except Amorim, played a 4 at the back, and you don't just win, you know, 75% of your games just because you stick them in a 4 and go on lads, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, but he has made it just a lot more simplified, it seems, as well. Listen, Joe, thanks so much for your time this morning. We'll speak to you again in a wee while, Joe, because 13th of April is the next time Man United play, so don't hold your breath, okay?
Thank you. See you soon, or
See
not
you
so soon.
Not so soon, but we'll see you again soon. Stretford Paddock presenter Joe Smith with us this morning. A long old time till we see Man United. And they'll probably still make the back pages if someone burps in the canteen. Don't forget the TalkSport Daily podcast is available for you now. It looks at the League Cup final between Arsenal and Man City. It's live tomorrow here on TalkSport. Arsenal chasing a first triumph in this competition for 33 years. Who needs it more? Is it Pep? Is it Arteta? They're going to be discussing that. Ollie Klink joined by Arsenal broadcaster Harry Symeou and Man City podcaster Nigel Rothband in this one. So you can download it now, the TalkSport Daily podcast, to get all of the latest. You listen to the Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Up next, we'll go up the road as Hearts continue to lead the Scottish Prem. Do we have to accept the Jam Tarts are on for their first title in 66 years? Good morning.
Kids, for them last night, horror show. The Wi-Fi didn't work.
Oh my goodness!
I got in.
Panic stations.
As I walked through the door, my eldest, not hello daddy, my eldest, Wi-Fi's down, and I went, can I get through the door first? Okay, yeah. Little one comes down, not little anymore, but come on, no Wi-Fi. And I went, can I walk in? Right. Let's get in. I have something to eat. If you fix the Wi-Fi, I get by the way, I get a text.
Yeah.
A text from my 14-year-old who's upstairs, can't bother to come down. A text, come downstairs. Is the Wi-Fi working? So I text back, can you come down if you want to talk to me? Yeah. Comes down. Oh, is it? Because I can't get... No, it's not. It's not us. It's Virgin. It will be fixed. Just wait.
Yeah.
This morning, first thing, no Wi-Fi, still not ready.
So what did you watch last night on TV?
That's a very good question. We had stuff on the planner. Already saved.
Yeah.
You've got Sky Glass, right?
So if Wi-Fi goes down...
You're in a world of trouble. I've got stuff saved on my planner. I'll tell you what, I was watching the football, but Mrs. G was watching the end of... I gave up on that. What's that programme called with the woman from Yellowstone?
Oh, the Salt Marsh.
Yeah, I gave up. Episode 3, nothing was happening slowly. I thought, no, not for me.
It's slow, man.
Yeah.
And even I watched all the episodes, and even at the end, I'm a bit like, what have I just watched?
Yeah, I gave up. She was watching it.
Football was good, though. But no, do you know what? I bet that was quite nice, though. No Wi-Fi.
Well, it was up until every 4 minutes. I'd like, still not working.
Just relax. Listen, you should have hit him with you should have hit him with when we was younger, there was no such thing as Wi-Fi.
I know. I'm going to have to use my data up. Oh, my God.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're live on the Smart TV. We're live on the YouTube channel. Come along, watch us if you fancy this morning. It's Shebahn Aherne and nodding one in at the back post. Tony Cascarino is with you today. Some of your other headlines. England have confirmed their new home and away kits, which will be worn at this summer's World Cup, set to be worn against Uruguay at Wembley next Friday. Nike described the home strip as a modern, all-white design that honours England's heritage. And FIFA have announced that every team in women's football tournaments must include at least one woman as head coach or assistant coach following the introduction of these new regulations. Under the new ruling, at least 2 staff members on the bench of every team at matches must be a woman. The requirements will come into effect during the under-17s and under-20s Women's World Cup and Women's Champions Cup competitions this year. This is an interesting one because I think when you're told this is the way it must be now, this is what makes people say, well, effectively you're ticking a box, so in a way it could be working against you. However, considering no woman could ever be present in a man's dressing room or in men's football, I can't understand sometimes the lack of women in their own game. It is mostly male coaches.
Well, you want it in the women's game, you want it to be women driven, don't you?
Yeah.
And give them opportunities because people will learn as they're going as well.
Also, I think there's that understanding of each other a little bit more as well, which I think is important. I mean, you need it in men's football.
Absolutely,
you need it there, and you need it in women's football as well. So hopefully it'll take everything in the progressive and right direction. Let's now move up the road, shall we? Hearts head into this weekend still leading the Scottish Premiership. But are they starting to wobble? We wonder. They're 2 points clear of Celtic, 3 clear of Rangers with 3 matches to go until the split. Are they still in pole position to win the title, or is the pressure starting to get a little bit much? Hearts take on Dundee today at 3 o'clock. A man who knows the club all too well with us now, former Hearts midfielder Ryan Stevenson is with us. A very good morning to you, Ryan. How you doing?
Hi, Ryan.
How you doing, guys? I'm okay, yeah. I'm enjoying it, Shebahn. I'm enjoying your wobbling comments.
Well, it's a strange one, Ryan, isn't it? Because if you take the last 6 Scottish SPL games, Hearts have lost to St Mirren and Kilmarnock, who are in the bottom 3, and which we wouldn't have expected.
No, they've been poor in both games. I don't think anyone expected the performance last week at Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock were really good, and Hearts just never turned up. And we now get closer, obviously, to the end. And as Shebahn said, she was messaging me yesterday saying, "Are you having a little bit of a wobble now? Do you think they're going to wobble?" And we'll see. We'll see today. I think that's the be-all and end-all. It's probably the biggest game in Hearts' recent history today. They just get bigger and bigger every week. So they play before Celtic play tomorrow. Obviously, Rangers are at home to Aberdeen. So we'll see how it all pans out. But again, it's just another exciting week in Scottish football.
It is, and you can't help but have the crack with each other. That's what we'll do, and it's brilliant that we get to have this conversation, Ryan, still at this stage of the season when it comes to the Scottish title race. It's absolutely amazing. But when you look at the defeat, and as Cass mentioned there, against sides in the bottom 3, the bottom half of the table, today is a positive because Shankland is back, so maybe they'll start firing in the goals again.
Yeah, listen, I think Lawrence coming back and Cammy Devlin coming back are 2 massive players, arguably probably been the best 2 players in the league until they went out and were injured. So them coming back is obviously going to be a massive boost for the players, for the fans, for the club as a whole. But the Dundee have done well this year. Stephen Presley, ex-player, has managed to get Dundee playing well. So again, I think at this stage of the season, you know as well as I do, there's no easy games now. And they have to hold their nerve. They have to put in a big performance. And they have to try and win to try and put the pressure back on. Obviously, Rangers are playing today as well, as I said, but put the pressure back on Celtic, who have a very tough game away at Dundee United tomorrow.
What have you made of them, Ryan, Celtic and Rangers? Because there has been a pick-up and they've got a bit closer to Hearts. But do you still think they're going to be worthy champions in between these 2 teams? Because I'm surprised. I look at the league and, like you've played in Scottish football, and to see Hearts having this lead over these 2 clubs that have absolutely dominated for so long.
Yeah, listen, I think both of them have had turmoil, obviously, this season, with Rangers with Russell Martin and how that panned out. Celtic, obviously, with Martin O'Neill coming in. what I will say is if Martin O'Neill manages to pull off, which they still can do, winning a double, that man needs a statue in United, because the Celtic haven't been great. Rangers haven't been great either, but Celtic, just for the turmoil that they've been through, playing in Europe as well, and the fact that they still have the opportunity to win a double is just incredible. So yeah, listen, Hearts really have to just take care of themselves, not worry about the outside noise of Rangers and Celtic. But the two of them have been poor at stages, obviously, this season. Celtic have obviously dominated Scottish football for such a long time now. But I just think for Scottish football in general, it would be amazing if Hearts could go on and win it just for the full Scottish game, going into a World Cup as well. It would be sort of that fairy tale story. So, yeah, hopefully they can go and kick on the last 8 games.
Well, it's a huge one today. If Hearts win this today against Dundee, do you think the league is theirs? And also, what's the feeling, Ryan, amongst the Hearts fans and the people you've been speaking to up the road?
Apprehension, nerves. I think, listen, I think everyone expects Hearts to bounce back today, every Hearts fan, because every time they've had a defeat, they have bounced back. But yeah, I think just nerves. I think it's good nerves though.
Yeah.
I think if you speak to a Rangers fan, they'll say, if we can't win it, we want Hearts to win it. You speak to a Celtic fan, they'll say the exact same. I mean, it's just been great. We've obviously spoke about it as well, Shebahn. It's just been great for Scottish football, the coverage it's got, how good it's been. But obviously, as the games count down, and if Hearts are still in the position they're in, the nerves and the anxiety. I mean, it's amazing during the week because, you know, you're bouncing every day thinking, I cannot believe I'm part of this. I've obviously covered a lot of the games, but when it comes to a Saturday, I mean, me driving up to the game today, it'll just be horrendous. The nerves, the anxiety towards it when you get to the stadium. But yeah, an amazing position to be in, amazing for Scottish football.
Yeah, you'll be wee Spewy Huey come half time, seeing how it's going, Ryan. Listen, looking forward to it today. It's been a cracker so far. And like you say, in the same year that, you know, Scotland get to a World Cup again, all of these teams firing, St Mirren winning a trophy as well. It's been a really unforgettable season, that's for sure. But I still hope you lose, Ryan, okay?
Thanks very much. And I hope you lose as well.
God bless you, Ryan Stevenson. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Ryan. Speak to you again soon.
Cheers.
Former Hearts midfielder Ryan Stevenson there. It's funny. I mean, even Ali McCoy, we had a podcast with Ryan recently, Johan Mialbi, former Celtic legend, and I said, we were all going, who do you think's going to win then? And Johan goes, Celtic, Ryan, Hearts, Ali, Rangers. And I turned to Ali, I was like, are you being serious? And he went, are you being serious? We all just think that you can. Yeah,
well, look, you're all in touching distance. It's like, you know, Rangers 60 points, Celtic 61 and Hearts 63. Yeah.
Cracker.
It's such a tight league this year, and it has been fantastic for Scottish football.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. So Hearts Dundee today at 3 o'clock. Rangers Aberdeen is at 5:45, and then tomorrow Dundee United take on Celtic 12:30. We'll have all the updates for you on Game Day live here on talkSPORT. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast. Up next, we'll look ahead to more of today's Premier League action. Good morning.
And 35 players have been named. Jason Steele has got his first call-up as part of a 5 goalkeeping battalion that also includes James Trafford, Aaron Ramsdale, Jordan Pickford and Dean Henderson. The defenders that have been included, with a bit of surprise maybe for Kayo Tomori. John Stones has been included. Jarrell Quansah is back in the squad. Harry Maguire has got a recall as well. The other defenders, Burn, Gahey, Hall, Conser, Livramento, O'Reilly and Jed Spence of Tottenham Hotspur. The midfielders that have been called into the squad include James Garner, who gets a call-up for the first time to the England senior squad, Anderson, Bellingham, Henderson, Mainu, who's back in after some good performances under Michael Carrick. We'll see him tonight live on talkSPORT when we bring you Bournemouth against Manchester United. Declan Rice, Morgan Rogers and Adam Wharton. And then the forwards, and there's quite a lot, but there is no room for Ollie Watkins, Bowen, Calvert-Lewin, Eze, Foden, Gordon, Kane, Madueke, Palmer, Rashford, Saka and Solanke. No Watkins in the squad. No Trent Alexander-Arnold in the squad. And actually, Gabby Agbonlaho's last statement before we went to the break was, do we think we're that good that we can afford to not have a Real Madrid right back in a 35-man squad?
Incredible.
I was looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold and his statistics. He's started 7 of the last 8. He's played 3 90 minutes since his return from injury. You were impressed with him, were you, in the game against Manchester City?
I was, both legs. Yes, he had a lot of help from Valverde and other players on that side, but when he was 1v1 with Doku, he done very well. It just baffles me. I get it. Trent is not the best of defenders. I get it.
Life after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood.
A very good morning to you. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne alongside former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Brighton host Liverpool at the Amex as they look to get their European bid back on track despite Liverpool's tricky campaign. Brighton boss Fabian Kurtzler defended Arne Slot and says he knows exactly how he feels.
Of course, you sometimes feel with your colleague. I went through a tough period, so I can imagine how tough it is for him, but I'm 100% sure that he will find a way out of it.
Yeah, managers showing each other a little bit of love. We look to see that. You can hear the commentary of that game live on talkSPORT. Kick-off from 12:30 this afternoon. Bournemouth came from behind twice to secure a 2-2 draw with Manchester United last night, despite the game being overshadowed by VAR. Bournemouth boss Andoni Iraola praises the mentality of his players.
Games are quite open, not as good as probably the game we played at Old Trafford, the 4-4, but I think we were, especially in the second half, the closest team to winning the game today.
And England boss Thomas Tuchel has announced his 35-man squad yesterday, but no room for young Arsenal teenage sensation Max Dowman. On breakfast this week, talkSPORT's Gabby Agbonlahor thinks the young star should be on the plane with a lack of elite options at number 10.
We talk about number 10s, but are our number 10s performing? Phil Foden, 0 goals in 15 games in 2026, so
I know.
Don't rule it out.
Has he got a point? Our Gabs 03717223344 if you want to send us a text message. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning. Right. Once the marathon's done.
Yeah.
Golf. Back to golf.
Yeah, well, the weather's changing now.
Look at that
Absolutely. I played for the first time for a long time this week, Hadley Wood.
Oh, nice.
And enjoyed it. Lovely.
How'd you do?
Okay. I don't hit the golf ball enough. But I love it when it stays like today. And great atmosphere as a charity event. Really good day. Loved it.
Can I ask a personal question? Do you have your own tailor-made clubs?
Don't have enough.
Just because I think you might be too tall for a normal club size.
What, the modern day golfer? No.
You're a big guy though, and I think sometimes you over a...
Yeah, I mean, you're meant to. You're meant to go and have yourself measured.
Maybe you should do it. A little treat to you from you.
Yeah.
And then maybe you'll play better golf.
Probably.
Thank me later.
But I can't give as much commitment to golf as I'd like to. Yeah. Maybe one day when I'm retired, I'll play more golf and might consider getting myself measured.
That's my plan as well. When I retire in 84 years. Unlucky for you. But a lovely day for a wee game of golf. If you're out and about this morning, good luck to you. Don't be rubbish. Let's talk about this debate going around this week, shall we? Neymar versus Rooney. It's exploded online again, Catherine.
Neymar versus Rooney?
Yeah, I know you're not on the old socials, so this is probably brand new information to you, Tony Cascarino. But Wayne Rooney's recent appearance on the Overlap Stick to Football, he sparked a massive row by claiming he's never viewed Neymar as a top player.
Right, okay.
Right, so talkSPORT's Jason Cundy, never one to sit on the fence or hang about with his views. He doubled down on Wayne Rooney's assessment of Neymar. Listen to this.
Neymar was the most overrated player of his generation. And I stand by it. I do not see the player that everyone else says. Is he talented? Yes. I do not see this player. If you gave me a choice between Wayne Rooney and Neymar, it's not even close. It's not even close.
Oh, God.
It's not close. Neymar is a YouTube player.
He's not a YouTube player.
There is.
You can't call Neymar a YouTube player.
I just did.
No, you can't. He's got 30 major honours.
Mate, he didn't.
He's not a YouTube player.
He didn't win a major honour when he left Barcelona.
Yeah, he did. He won the...
Be careful.
He won Liga.
Mate, I said major honour.
I mean, I love you, Jason, but get in the bin with that nonsense. That's not okay.
Well...
YouTube player.
I would say he's more of a Harlem Globetrotter, who was the famous basketball team that could do all his skills and, do incredible tricks in football matches. Neymar could do that. He was also a very gifted footballer. And he's played a hell of a lot for Brazil. He set the record, didn't he, for goals and I think nearly close to the appearance as well. Neymar's been a super talent. I did think his time at Paris was showboating. When he went to PSG, it never felt like he took it seriously. And you can get him because I told you before he plays poker on The Hustler,
yeah,
which you can get a live feed on. and he's there, and he's clearly for the last 2 or 3 years, 4 years, he's been getting really well paid, not really for football, just being Neymar. So a young Neymar who was hugely talented. I mean, he did win nearly everything at Barcelona. So, I mean, everyone seems to rule out League.
Yeah, you can't call him overrated though. He wasn't overrated. He was absolutely. He was unbelievable. He wasn't an
Well, I think Jason's going down the road of being a team player. What we talked about earlier.
That's the thing. Wayne Rooney just has. He doesn't seem to have an ego.
I've seen Neymar,
whereas Neymar does.
Yeah,
he wants to be the star. It's dislikable.
Oh, absolutely. There's been games I've watched Neymar. Well, he's literally wanted to take on the opposition on his own, but it's cost the team dearly because he's lost the ball in a terrible area, trying to do all the extravagant things. Is he capable of doing anything on a football field at his very best? Of course he was. He was a fabulous talent, but I think Jason and I think Rooney would look at him in a similar way. He's not really a team player. I mean, even going back to when I went to World Cup in Qatar and watched Neymar, I watched him live twice, and I came away thinking Neymar is just doing everything on his own or trying to take on the opposition on their own. And you could feel the frustration of his teammates, you know, and I think he has got that element in him.
Who was it put it up? I think it was Josh Windass actually yesterday put on Instagram. This just highlights the bias of pundits in this country to say that Neymar was overrated. Like that is a bias. He's unbelievable. He's an absolute classic. And the fact that he finished third in 2 Ballon d'Ors, 2015 and 2017, you're saying he's overrated? He's not.
It's not really. I think he's capable of anything, and that's what I would say. In any game, he was. But when he got to his latter years, Neymar had lost his way as a player, most definitely. At his brilliant best, he's absolutely not overrated. He was everything everyone could. If you watched him, and I saw a lot of him in Spanish football, and many others did, you knew that this player could do anything in any moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I mean,
by the time he got to PSG, it was totally different. It was totally built on money move. How much money he could make and what they were paying him. You know, and that's the danger of when you overpay someone so much that standards slightly drop.
Yeah. Great player, though. Pure broke the internet, that chat.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Brand new information for you, isn't it?
No, I did hear that. I did hear Cundy speak about it.
That did make me laugh, to be fair, as ever. Listen, let's focus on today. Liverpool head to the Amex on a massive high following their Champions League win over Galatasaray. Shaky run in the league, including that 1-1 draw with Tottenham. They look to have found their rhythm again just in time for the top 4 run-in. They're currently 5th. A win today's kick-off, 12:30, would lift them into the top 4. Salah officially out of picking after a muscle injury. Alisson Becker's also been ruled out with a fresh injury, meaning Marmadashvili is set to go back into goal despite the Champions League route against Galatasaray. Arne Slot says it's unlikely his side will have an easy time against Brighton.
And I've said it 150 times, and I will keep on saying it for the rest of my life. It will never be about us if a game is not entertaining. It will never be about us. All the times we faced a team that wanted to fight with us, we gave them the fight and we gave the fans a great game. But if we have to fight against a team that doesn't want to fight and only want to hold their hands in front of their face, it's really difficult to give punches. And that you cannot compare that at all with most of the teams that we faced this season.
Do you agree with that?
You have to overcome that as a manager of a club that has spent huge amounts of money bringing in incredible talent. That's what's expected, is that brilliant players can unlock the door to a team. And Liverpool did beat them 3-0 at Anfield recently.
Yeah.
You know, in the league game. It's a weird one, Brighton, because if you look at they've played 30 games, Shebahn. They've they've won 10, drawn 10, lost 10.
That's weird, isn't it?
Well, Sunderland below them have done exactly the same. Won 10, lost 10, and drawn 10. So it tells you that you're coming up against a team that are very methodical in what they do, and are going to be mid-table without doubt. And it's been a challenging season for Unsala. But Arne Slot's had a season where nothing has really gone right for him. Apart from Ekatike Szoboszlai, I think you look largely at the team. Kirkhead has got better in the last month or so, which has helped. Wirtz has had his moments, but they're still not gelling as... Oh, look, they had a very easy game in Galatasaray, which I said earlier in the show, in midweek, and that wasn't a serious opposition for them. I'll be interested to see how they react, because Liverpool have lost 9 games in the Premier League this season, which is a hell of a lot for the reigning champions.
Yeah. Well, let's see how it goes today. They've had less than 72 hours to recover from the midweek heroics, going for this 12:30 kickoff today. Will it affect them? Will it be okay? Brighton, Liverpool. Live for you here on talkSPORT 12:30 this afternoon. Coming up, we've got the latest odds with Coral shortly. We're going to look ahead to our second live commentary of the day as Leeds host Brentford. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you. Is Eze England's best option now at number 10?
Oh,
no.
I think you've got so many options. I mean, I would say nay at the moment, yeah.
For who?
Well, you're looking at, there's so many players can play in there, aren't there? Well, Andy Sanders has just said Rodgers should be better on the left, but he can also play on number 10. You've got Bellingham, who, look, whatever season he's had, he does turn up for the big games. He can play in big games. Would he be in front of Eze? Look, Eze scored a cracking goal the other night. There's no doubt in that. And he's banged one in the FA Cup the other day. He's starting to score a few more goals, which is very important. But I'll still I don't think he'll be in that starting number 10.
No, Bellingham for me. You can't ignore Bellingham's talent, and people who do really need to take a look at themselves.
But Eze's putting pressure. He's putting pressure on himself. Don't get me wrong. He's putting pressure on there.
Jude Bellingham doesn't get the credit he deserves for the career he's had already.
He's a young lad.
Because he rates himself, people hate him.
Yeah,
yeah, but you can be confident in your own ability.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be overconfident, but you still got to be confident. You ain't going to be a player if you're not confident going forward.
Do you remember your interview with Thomas Tuchel when he was like, I mean, my mother finds him repulsive?
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't.
Did you come back from that?
He's not scared to leave one out, Tuchel, though. He ain't going to just pick you for the sake of it. That's what I like about the manager. Because sometimes you can pick people because their reputation and this, that, and that, whatever, but he won't do that. Tuchel will go, right, whoever deserves to play will play.
Yeah.
Is Saka guaranteed to start, Yerney?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think he would definitely start on that right-hand side, yes.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it! Oh! Oh! We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. I hope it's sunny where you are. If you're driving right now and it's pouring down, sorry. It's lovely here. It's lovely here.
We've had enough rain, to be fair. Since Christmas. Wow, how many days it's rained?
It was wetter than an otter's pocket throughout January and February here. It was bogging. Every day was miserable. We deserve this little bit of sunshine.
Yeah. It's when it turns like this, it makes everybody feel a little bit more upbeat about everything.
Makes me think I can deal with the seasons if the summer is as good as the winters are bad.
Yeah.
I can deal with that.
Last summer weren't bad though, was it?
No, it was good. Last summer.
It was last summer, yeah.
Remember the COVID summer? Wow.
Yeah, that was...
Well, from the March right the way through,
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah, it was. Remember being, beautiful days and going on long walks at that time.
Yeah, with your masks on.
Yeah.
Mad time, Talk to tunes. Don't forget Chris Evans on Virgin Radio is back Monday from 6:30. He's had some brilliant guests on this week on TFI Unplugged. All of the best bits. It's just been absolutely brilliant. He had James Corden.
Yeah.
Here in the building yesterday. Unbelievable stuff. And he's a massive fan of talkSPORT.
And you're a massive fan of talkSPORT, aren't you? You love talkSPORT.
Huge fan. Goldstein and Bent is
Goldstein
just the
greatest
thing. It's sensational.
I missed a bit of the show yesterday, and I felt
it's so good.
I felt I was missing an arm.
But also, how good is Andy Goldstein?
He's great.
No, honestly, as like a broadcaster, I think
amazing.
he is. Because I think the great people make you think, I could do that.
Yeah.
You realise that you very, very quickly...
Because he's bothered, not bothered, but
he's
so
fantastic.
good at it. Darren Bent is so funny.
James Corden speaking along with our Chris Evans on TFI Unplugged. It's such a good show.
Don't tell Andy that then.
No, Andy paid him. How much, Andy, did you pay him? Be honest to say that. Live, Chris Evans. No, I know they're old mates, aren't they, James and Andy? And it is a brilliant show, Drive. I listen to Drive every day.
Yeah, I do. I catch up there a lot.
Every single day.
Yeah, and you never know if Goldstein is winding Benty up. But Benty never takes the bait.
No, he doesn't.
Never does.
Or maybe in the odd occasion he might go...
You can tell he gets a little bit feisty every now and again.
Yeah.
He'll go for him on just literally numbers.
He's the king of wind-ups, isn't he? He learned his trade from Jason Cundy on the Sports Bar. Chris Evans back 6:30 on Monday. It's an absolutely brilliant listen, and you get the tunes as well. If you don't want to listen to us talking about Arsenal, or Arsenal maybe potentially B-wording it, stick on the tunes at Virgin Radio 6:30 on Monday with our Chris Evans, and you can watch TFI Unplugged on Virgin Radio's YouTube channel as well. We can get the latest odds now with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18 plus max 1 reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
And John Hill is with us now with the latest odds. Good morning, John. Good to see you again.
Hi, John.
Good morning, Shebahn. Yeah, good morning, Cass. And you're quite right. We've had a miserable run of rain, haven't we? So it's just great to see that sunshine again. I forgot what it looked like, I have to say, Shebahn.
I know.
That long.
Here, you're sitting... Look, are you in a hotel room today, John?
I am in a hotel room. You're quite right, yeah.
It's not your background.
It certainly isn't, no. I was trying to find the best spot in the room. The bed's a mess, so I made sure I didn't get that in. So I've gone for the old lamp, the standard lamp in the background in the chair. So
nice.
Well, John, we've got the early game, Brighton versus Liverpool, first up at 12:30. So we'll start there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look, it was a good week for Liverpool in the Champions League, wasn't it? They had no problems against Galatasaray qualifying for the European competition. 8-1, by the way, to win that competition if you fancy it. But in terms of Premier League, it's been a bit hit and miss, hasn't it, for Arne Slot's side? That draw against Spurs was a real blow for them, dropping 2 points in the last minute. I don't think it's going to be easy today at Brighton, is it, Cass? They're 5-4 favourites in this one, Liverpool, but Brighton, never an easy place to go. They're 7-4 Brighton for the victory. The draw in this one, 9-4. Very difficult one to call, I have to say, Cass.
Yeah, well, I said earlier, John, that Brighton, 10 wins, 10 losses, 10 draws.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, that sums them up, doesn't it? Yeah.
Let's go a bit later because there are some goods. Tell us your pick-outs because Everton are hosting Chelsea, which I think is a really good game, and also Leeds, Brentford, and then we go later on in the day. We got Newcastle, Sunderland tomorrow, so let's go Leeds, Brentford. Where are we?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Leeds still got work to stay in this Premier League, aren't they? But I think they've had a decent season, Leeds, to be fair to them. They've done a real good job in terms of today's game. the 3 of the 4 games are tough to call, and this is another one of them really that we had to price up. Leeds just marginal favourites just because of home advantage at 6-4. Brentford 7-4. They're drawing this one 23-10. Fulham strong favourites to beat Burnley today. They're 4-7. And then tomorrow, some cracking games tomorrow. That derby you mentioned there, that is a fierce derby in the North East. There's going to be some fierce tackles going in the first 20 minutes. There's no doubt about it in that one. The crowd will be electric. Newcastle 4-7 favourites to beat their rivals Sunderland. Sunderland 7-2 for a famous victory. And then at the bottom end of the table tomorrow, what a huge clash this is. Spurs taking on Forest. Spurs at the moment, they're the shortest price of those 3 teams that are in danger. Spurs, West Ham and Forest. They're at 7-4. West Ham are 15-8 and Forest 9-4. So whoever loses this one tomorrow, could obviously be a draw, they're going to be in big trouble, aren't they, for this drop?
Yeah, a few relegation classics on the cards tomorrow, John. We've got the cup final tomorrow as well, and then horse racing today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this is the first silverware of the season. Arsenal going for this unprecedented quadruple. They're 14-1 to do that, Mikel Arteta's side. 4-6 favourites tomorrow to list that silverware. City 11-10. So very little between the two sides, but we are just favouring Arsenal to get their hands on the trophy. And then racing today, Newbury is the feature race down here in England, and then north of the border, Shebahn Kelso, they have a big day today. It's part of this Go North series, which is a 3-day event up in the north. So some good prize money on offer there. So yeah, not quite Cheltenham, which we had last week. It's a bit calmer this weekend, but all the same, some good racing at Newbury and Kelso.
Brilliant. And are you on a romantic weekend away? Like, why are you in a hotel?
You won't believe where I am, actually. I'm actually in Nashville, Tennessee right now. So I'm a week in Nashville, which is Music City. So I will be hitting the country bars and honky tonks and all that. So
what time is it?
It is 3:27 a.m.
Shut
so,
the front
set
door.
An early alarm. Well, listen, I flew in yesterday, so I've got a bit of jet lag, so I'm still on UK time. So looking forward to it. As I say, Nashville.
John, you're a bit of a dark horse.
I'm surprised.
I know. Listen, I made sure I had time for you guys. I made sure I had slot because I enjoy our Saturday morning chat. So looking forward to that. And Memphis, I'm going to Memphis for the day to see Graceland. So Elvis is home.
Brilliant.
So,
I'm watching
looking forward to that.
Have you watched
Big
Paradise yet? Have you watched Paradise, John?
I haven't, no, but I heard it is.
Yeah, the first episode's all set in Graceland. It's really good. It's random as well, but listen, it's really good. Oh, like so many questions, but not enough time. John, go and have a lovely time.
No, we'll catch up. Cheers, appreciate it.
Lovely stuff, John Hill there. I can't believe Dave and Simon didn't give him the day off and he's in blooming Nashville. It's 3 a.m. I love it. We'll feed that back. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+ be gambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Oh, Leeds Brentford. We'll look ahead to that soon. I'm still on our cast. It's the late kick-off tonight. It's live on talkSPORT. A former Leeds midfielder is with us next. He's going for a wee, everyone.
How do you feel that Jamie's wearing your mask? How do you feel about that?
I can't even see him. I can't see him.
I haven't got the mask on. I haven't got the mask on.
Fully got it on.
See it.
Breathing in there the lot.
Do you know what? All I can say is I wish I had the mask on now.
To be fair, you look like Ange.
It's just who we are, mate.
Your team play like
Seriously
Ange.
though, mate.
Rosenior, can we end it now?
mate. You've turned into a meme club, you are.
Can
You're
we
a
end
meme
this
club.
interview now?
No.
Hold on, say that again.
You've turned into a meme football club.
I remember. I mean, the last week, I don't think I've ever known a week like it, right? So you go back to Wednesday of last week and 74 minutes on the clock, and you think about what's happened, conceded 5 goals in 30 minutes.
Slap.
Jesus Christ. Listen,
has anyone seen Candy? Dennis Wise.
Right, okay, hold on.
Solar.
Yeah, hold on.
Listen, who's that?
No, leave it, man. Leave it. No, I'm doing something. No.
But did you think you would come from 3-0 down? Did he think he'd come from 3-0 down?
He was confident. It was encouraging signs, he said.
You're
Encouraging signs.
PSG.
I'm a United fan.
He's a bloody United fan.
Hey!
Don't swear.
Come on, boys. Listen, at the end of the day.
Hold on, who are you playing in the Champions League?
No, listen. Who's going to play next year? Who's going to play next year?
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoe. Well, you can knock me down, step in my face, slander my name all over the place. We'll do anything.
Find the right time to step on Elvis's blue suede shoes.
Step on my blue suede shoe.
Good morning. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Villa and Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. You like a bit of Elvis?
Yeah, I grew up with him because of my mum. They loved it. My mum loved it.
Did you play together now?
No, you. I mean, you know your parents. You listen to you. What did your parents listen to?
Oh, good question. I'm pretty sure Tom Jones was in there.
Okay.
They listened to band Rainbow.
Rainbow, yeah, that's more of a rock band.
Oh, Dad Loves Queen. Yeah. Billy Ocean,
so we all
Shania
grew up
Twain.
Listening to.
My mum grew up with Shania Twain.
Okay, but our kids now, they listen to a few of my boys all listen to stuff of the 70s, 80s because they're so diverse on their music knowledge now.
I listen to nothing but 80s. 80s music when I'm out running. Put the 80s on, I can keep going.
Yeah.
I love the 80s.
For who would you take from the 80s?
Probably Billy
George
Ocean.
Michael and Wham and all that?
Yeah, I'm into all.
Yeah. There was loads of great bands at that time.
I grew up with George Michael because my mum and his mum were friends. Right, here's what's coming up for you in talkSPORT today. After us, Max Rushton. He grew up with Charlie Baker. He's with you in the warm-up from 9 o'clock, and then it's Brighton, Liverpool, the first of two. I'm sorry. Exclusive commentaries for you today. Baker others, Joe Shannon and former England captain Stuart Pearce are your team at the Amex this afternoon. 3 live championship commentaries over on talkSPORT 2. Ipswich Millwall at 12:30. Cass is on the way there soon. Sheffield United take on Wrexham at 3, and Swansea face Coventry at 5:15. GameDay live. Adrian Dunham here in the hot seat at 2:30, going all around the grounds. GameDay phone-in is 5:30 with Jamie O'Hara and Rory Jennings taking your weekend calls. And then we've got live coverage of Leeds Brentford at 7:30 with an 8 o'clock kickoff. Hugh Woozencroft is in the hot seat alongside Mark Wilson and former West Ham striker Dean Ashton. And then Fight Night Live with Adam Castro with all the latest fight sports, including the latest from UFC London, which is happening this weekend. 03717 223344 is the number to share your thoughts on the weekend's action. Keep it here on talkSPORT.
Imagine if Chelsea lose at Everton with Jamie and Rory, because Rory Jennings has been quite outspoken about his own club, hasn't he, who supports Chelsea.
Yeah.
Imagine if Chelsea get beat today,
This is
Everton.
true.
And Everton, I said it earlier in the show, Everton for 80 minutes at the Emirates last week were tremendous. I thought they really denied and stopped Arsenal and offered a threat as well. Ndiaye, by the way, someone's going to pay big money for Ndiaye.
Brilliant.
I mean, Evertonians were desperately hoping they can keep hold of him, but he's a top player.
I know it's like, it could be more easy to say, but look what a job David Moyes is doing. Shouldn't be surprised by that. But Everton have been great this season. They really have been.
Well, I think they've shown, and look, the fact that they haven't been a team battling relegation for a number of seasons like they have in previous years, I think that Everton have been really solid this year and haven't had the home form that I think David Moyes would have loved to have had.
Yeah.
New stadium, obviously, it's a challenge. But what they'll do in the summer, I'd like to think they'll improve in areas. That's what he does at football clubs, but he's got to keep hold of some of them. And that's why I mentioned Ndiaye. He's one of them they got to keep hold of.
Can I just mention, by the way, on Everton, today is actually World Down Syndrome Day.
Right.
And Everton have done the most beautiful content on social media this morning. You need to go and watch it. Bringing in a young group of Down syndrome football players who are Everton fans.
Right. Yeah.
And some of the crack that they're having with the players is brilliant. And Jack Grealish is on the massage table, and a few of the guys around him, and Jack saying, "What's your best dance move?" And they're busting out dance moves. And this one guy then starts to do the worm. It's absolutely brilliant. World Down Syndrome Day. It's good to see football clubs taking notice of campaigns like this. And a wee shout out to Jacob Smith and Ruben Anderson, our wee pals in our family today for World Down Syndrome Day. Let's focus on the football. Leeds Brentford, another crucial weekend in the relegation battle, isn't it? Leeds in 15th can take a giant leap towards safety tonight. They've got Brentford. They would go 6 points clear the relegation zone with victory. To look ahead to this one, a man who made 265 appearances for Leeds United. Lee Boyer is with us this morning. Good morning, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Tony.
Hello. How are you, Lee?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Oh, good, Lee. Tell us, Lee. I mean, Leeds United playing. I think they've done really, really well. I think they've been actually unfortunate the amount of draws they've had during the season.
Yeah. I think once they changed system tone, then they started picking up some good results. They might be getting a little bit fanned out now. But going to Palace, when they played Palace last week, then going down to 10 men, it was tough, you know. So to come away with a point with 10 men is good. I think they're in a good place, you know. I think they've picked up some very good performances and results.
Lee, I was going to add, because you've been a manager and you had the idea of the start of the season, how you'd go about it. And Daniel Farke had gone very big in the size, the physicality of the team. And it didn't really pay off. And like you said, it was really the Man City game that changed everything. But from there, they feel like they've had a lot of confidence as well. And he's been able to integrate different players into the team, having, players come back from injury as well, which has helped.
Yeah. Injuries play a massive part, though, Tone. Like being a manager, I know I've suffered with that in the past. But your front men, like your spine of your team is the most important thing, you know. Your goalkeeper, your centre halves, your midfield, central midfielders and your strikers. And you have to say Calvert-Lewin is single-handedly taking them to the position they are. I think him and the wide players that are providing chances for him. So he's definitely got that right. He's learnt from his time at Norwich, like the physicality side, because his Norwich sides were always this nice, pretty to watch team that want to play nice football, and it never worked. So I think maybe that's why he went down the physicality route to compete.
It was good to see Calvert-Lewin then getting the England call-up back in the side for the first time since 2021.
Yeah, he brings something different to the squad, I think, and he deserves it because, like I said, he's been scoring goals, he's staying fit, which is the most important thing. They need to keep him fit from now to the end of the season, Leeds do. And if they can do that, then they've got a great chance of staying up for sure. But I'm pleased for the lad because everything you hear about him is positive and how a nicer person he is. But yeah, he needs to stay fit.
Lee, Ellen Road, you've been there, played there, and experienced it. I think it's like the 12th man going into the running for them. Is that they absolutely need that Leeds United fan base to really pull the team together and just drag them through the final run-in. Yeah,
whenever I've come on your show, Tony, I've always said that their home form is going to be so important because of the fans. They are unreal when they're playing at home and away, but mostly at home they get behind their side, even if they can see that they're struggling a little bit, which they have done in games, which they was always going to do this season, that they just step it up and they get behind the team and they try to drag you over the line, like as a player when I played there, they done it with us many, many times. So I know for a fact that they're going to do that in this running, and their running ain't that bad, I don't think, Tony. Like, no. I looked at their running, and they've got some big games. Don't get me wrong. We all know, like, football ain't predictable, but they've got a running that you think, okay, you've got a very good chance now of staying up.
And in terms of your other teams as well, playing this weekend, huge one for you, Lee, because Newcastle, Sunderland tomorrow at midday, and then Villa, West Ham, big in the relegation battle. Are you nervous for West Ham?
I've been nervous, Shebahn, for a long time about West Ham, if I'm honest. But Nuno is turning things around, and he's got the two wingers firing. They got support in the January window and bringing in strikers, and that's where they was lacking. So, yeah, I was very nervous, and I still am very nervous. Yeah. But and Leeds played West Ham last day of the season, I see. So hopefully they're both safe by then, and it's between the others.
Yeah, brief word on Leeds. Sunderland versus Newcastle.
It's a massive game. They're obviously Sunderland winning the last game that they played. So hopefully Newcastle can get their own back and turn the tide. But Newcastle need a result. Like, it's been really tough. And again, when I've been on this show, I've always said how good Eddie and his staff have done with that football club with their hands tied behind their back. So yeah, hopefully Newcastle get the win.
Absolutely. Listen, Lee, thanks so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Lee, all the best.
Take care. All the best to you from our Leeds, West Ham. Lee Bowyer there with us this morning. Don't forget, we've got all of the action and all the updates for you on GameDay Live today and tomorrow. That relegation battle is so, it's better at the bottom. There's so much going on at the bottom.
Yeah, well, it's evolving really one place. There's four teams really vying for that one space to be relegated, make sure they're not in it. But it is I think today is a game that Leeds and Daniel Farke would have pinpointed, especially before the international break. Let's get 3 points in this game against Brentford. Okay. We've had a tremendous season.
Well, Leeds versus Brentford is live for you tonight here on talkSPORT. Kick-off at 8. Download the talkSPORT app. If you've got plans tonight, take us with you. You going for a meal? Stick on the talkSPORT app. That's completely normal. Don't forget, Saturday night is Fight Night on DAZN. There's some huge ones coming up over the next few weeks as well. This weekend, live from London, George Liddard takes on the Billericay Bomber. Tyler Denny for the British and Commonwealth titles. Then the 28th of March, heavyweight champion of the world Moses Atoma takes on Jermaine Franklin. That should be a massive fight. Franklin previously went 12 rounds with AJ, has never been knocked out. And then the 4th of April, you can look ahead. Derek Chisora collides with the Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder, and both fighters' 50th fight. Sign up to DAZN Unlimited now and get access to every punch, every knock, every moment with our friends on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up, we'll look ahead to the 12:30 kickoff today. Can Liverpool close the gap on Man United with a win at Brighton? We'll discuss all of that with a man who played for both clubs next. Good morning.
You feel that Arne Slot is getting his excuses in early before they meet PSG?
I just think that ultimately Liverpool have had a great result and well done them. And you know, people suggesting that Arne Slot was under pressure for this game, they've come out and smashed Galatasaray.
Right.
Fantastic. But I don't like managers building in some comfort zone into... There's no need to build up PSG as a boogeyman. There's every suggestion that you shouldn't be sitting there on television like I was advocating for a moment ago saying, we're going to smash PSG, because I know that puts you as a hostage to fortune.
Right.
But there's no need to start building in how good PSG are, what they are and what they're not. Who cares? How good are you and what do you do? And there's no need to build in the fact that you're playing Brighton on Saturday at 12:30, because, by the way, Brighton haven't got the same sort of squad as you got.
All right.
So,
I mean,
come
but
on.
surely last night against Galatasaray, it was a near-perfect performance. Is that not what Liverpool fans worldwide have been calling out for? And is it going to go anyway to calming the Slot sceptics, of whom there are many? Ian, big Liverpool fan, you're first up again. What would you like to say? Good morning.
Hi, lads. Okay.
Good,
yeah,
Ian.
I totally agree with Simon. You get like a buffer in place there before we play them. You shouldn't be saying things like that. We should just be playing PSG. They're a good side. They won it last year. But at the end of the day, you know, we're Liverpool Football Club. And what we've got to do is just get at them. And the same type of tempo we played last night, that's what we need even more. So I totally agree with Simon. Sometimes in some of his language he says on the interviews, it does sound like he's getting excuses in early, and it gets on my nerves. You know, he fails to realise he's managing one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it! We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
you doing this morning? You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your headlines, by the way. Everton host Chelsea, 5:30 kick-off. And to mark World Down Syndrome Day, Everton's annual community day, 10 young fans joined the squad in training for a Hit the Bar challenge, which will be broadcast at half-time at the game today. Make sure you go onto the Everton YouTube channel or onto their social media pages today to watch all the work that they've been doing with World Down Syndrome Day. It will make you smile. It really, really will. In other news, Ronnie O'Sullivan has created more snooker history by making the sport's highest ever professional break with 153 at the World Open in Yushan. Absolutely incredible. And in F1, Audi team principal Jonathan Wheatley has left the team with immediate effect. That follows on from Adrian Newey leaving Aston Martin. Live Valencia E Grand Prix is over on talkSPORT's YouTube channel if you want a little bit more on that. 12:30 today here on talkSPORT. Liverpool will look to follow up on arguably their best performance of the season. They travel to the Amex to take on Brighton. Fabian Hurtzler's side will look to welcome back Kaoru Matoma following an ankle injury. The Seagulls sit 12th in the league with an identical 10-10-10 win-loss draw record so far. And we can speak to former Brighton, Liverpool, Villa, Oxford, Derby, Galatasaray and Wales striker Dean Saunders is with us this morning. Hello, Dino.
Morning, Shebahn.
God,
Morning,
I miss you. It's been like 5 days without you at Cheltenham, and my heart hurts, Dino. It really does.
Well, we had a good laugh, didn't we? And we come away from Cheltenham not losing any money, which is the main thing.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I didn't. I got a couple of tips off Ray Parler, 14-1 and 18-1, and it got me through the week. So we had a good time.
Oh, it was good fun. Till next year, Dean. Why are you sitting in the car this morning? Has she chucked you out again?
No, I am travelling home. I was in Birmingham last night and Aston Villa do, so that was brilliant. So I've just got up and I'm on my way home to Cheshire. I'm going to sit down this afternoon and watch all the football. And tomorrow, Shebahn, it's like some great games on.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to get a seat after all the midweek action as well. Let's focus on what Arne Slot said about Liverpool earlier on this week. And now today it's a 12:30 kick-off. It's not a lot of recovery time considering the job they've done midweek. Do you feel that way, or do you feel just crack on with it? It's all good.
Yeah, honestly, it gets on my nerves when you get managers talking about having a winter break and playing too many games. If you sign for one of the top 5 clubs, you have to be able to play 60 games a season. When they look at your history, if you get a lot of injuries, for example, Calvert-Lewin, he's not going to play 60 games. So they wouldn't sign you, the top team. So you have to be resilient and be able to turn out most weeks. And when you play for a big club, you're in everything to the latter stages. So you are going to play. I think my first season at Liverpool, I played 65 games, I think, and 10 for Wales, 75. And you have to get on with it. I'd rather do that than play for a mid-table team who get knocked out of everything.
Yeah, I suppose the recovery though, Dino, I mean, I know it's maybe different generations, but they focus on it so much now. And then if recovery is so important and they're not getting it, you know, from the turnaround to midweek to a 12:30 kick-off on a Saturday, you can kind of understand his gripes, maybe. What do you see happening in this one today against Brighton?
Well, it's a crunch game for both clubs, because I think if Brighton can win 3 games on the bounce, they can creep into the European spots there. I know they're off it at the minute, but they've only got to have a good run. They'll be thinking like that. They play a certain type of football which will probably get them enough points to finish in the top half of the league. But in Liverpool, I'm unsure how they're going to come out with the Galatasaray game. Whether you say, you're saying they've had a short rest. I can't tell whether Galatasaray were that bad or Liverpool played a lot better than they normally do. So I'm a bit undecided on it. But it'd be a good game today.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it as well. You thinking about next week yet? Wales, Bosnia, you nervous?
Yeah, two games. Well, say 2 games, it might be 1 game. We got win the first game against Bosnia. We got Ben Davies is missing, our best defender, and Kiefer Moore, our centre forward's missing. So that's a bit of a blow. Aaron Ramsey's not made the squad, not played for 7 months, so that's a bit of a blow as well. But if we win the first game, we got the winners of Ireland or Italy, Northern Ireland or Italy. Right. They're going to be tough games, but I think you need a bit of luck.
Yeah. And where are you at with the cup final tomorrow, Dino? Are you watching that? Who do you think's going to win? City or Arsenal? Who needs it more?
Well, obviously Arsenal have been preparing for 5 years to try and win the league. Arsenal are probably pragmatic football team at the minute, but they have got some flair players that just play with discipline at the moment. Man City are a bit more open. And I always think in finals, your special players turn up on the day and they can unlock defences. So I fancy Man City to beat them.
Interesting. Do you think that'll affect them psychologically, Arsenal, or it won't change anything?
Well, they're bound to be nervous, aren't they? Because they know they've been set up. Look, I think he's done a great job, Arteta. I tipped them to win the league. You know, if you remember back to the summer, we were thinking all they need is a centre forward. They signed Gyökeres. The jury's still out. He's come good lately. But if you look at this squad and the players they're bringing on, I mean, Eze couldn't get a game. He's on fire all of a sudden. They've got the best squad in the league by a mile. But on the day, in a cup final, you need the bounce of the ball. You need the referee to make the right decisions for you. And your big players turn up. And I think Man City's big players will do it today.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be live on talkSPORT. Dino, listen, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Thanks, Shebahn.
Speak to you soon. That was like the most controlled Dino's ever been in his life. No tangents, no stories for us this morning. Dean Saunders there, the storyteller, back on talkSPORT again with you very, very soon. Earlier on, we mentioned Adrian Newey stepping down from Aston Martin. We should say it's been widely reported that he will step down to focus on the car and design and development. Just to clarify that. Don't forget, 2 more commentaries for you today. Brighton versus Liverpool is at 12:30 this afternoon. Leeds take on Brentford tonight, 8 o'clock, all live and exclusive for you here on talkSPORT. Championship action for you on talkSPORT 2. Ipswich Millwall. Sheffield United Wrexham is not on the TV, so you can listen to it on talkSPORT 2 from 3 o'clock. And of course, Swansea take on Coventry in the Championship as well. Massive weekend of sport and action ahead. Stay with us here on talkSPORT. We're back tomorrow, myself and Tony Cascarino, to look ahead to a massive day, including the Tyne-Wear Derby, Spurs versus Forest, and the Carabao Cup final. It should be absolutely magic. Coming up next for you on talkSPORT, it's the warm-up with Max Rushton and Charlie Baker. Have yourself a cracker. I hope it's sunny where you are, and we're back tomorrow morning on the Weekend Sports Breakfast from 6. See you then. Bye.
What does that framework look like? Are we talking about like back end of summer? We could see AJ back in the ring if it all goes well. You know, where is it? And do we still get that Tyson Fury fight possibly at the back end of this year?
I think that him fighting in the summer is hopefully what we're working towards. But it's very different him training as he has been and going back into a proper full-on camp. And I think that's what we have to see over the next few weeks, how he gets back into those full camps, those training sessions. The Fury fight is the one everyone wants. We all want it. We're all fans.
3 years,
as well.
isn't it? I mean, if you think about it, if AJ fights in the summer,